Our golly, you gonna make me say Harry Sack on camera? You
I
met
see.
our Harry Sack of a new crew member.
That's the way Eddie
Yeah.
described him. Eddie was like, he's kind of
It was the worst way
I
I
was
could
like,
describe
what do I see? He
it.
was like a Harry
Harry
Sack. I'm
Sack.
like, I see what?
I've seen pictures of Hatazi. I know what they are.
Mhm.
Many arm
Yeah.
monkey.
Yeah, Eddie's Hadozi looks different though. And by the way, he described him.
Yeah, I did a poor job, but
It was good.
it's good. Josh, Nikki, it's good to see y'all.
Yes,
it's been a while.
good to have you back.
So glad to join y'all again.
Awesome.
Yeah. Welcome to the chaos.
Yes.
It's a lot to take in. Actually. We're getting
And he
there.
was like, I
Thankfully,
want back in. I was like, you want to go back with that group? Are you sure? Are you ready? Like, he's like, yeah,
You
let's
know
do
them,
it.
I'm
right?
sure I was ready.
I felt bad.
You remember what they put you through.
So I was the one who found him, and I was not giving him no sort of room. I was
no.
like, who the fuck are you
Yeah.
and why are you on our boat?
Do
Go
I
talk to
sound-
somebody else.
Oh, was he like a
Thankfully, he's
stowaway on the boat
confused.
or something?
Mhm.
Yeah,
He was
I
a
was
stowaway.
sleeping.
He just
and
like
And this fucker's whittling in the corner.
Yeah.
I'm trying to sweep the floor. Can you stop throwing pieces of wood on the floor? Like it was a thing.
All right.
it also.
So I
it
am
also-
super
yeah.
confused, purposely not sure how I'm here. Kind of I thought I was
Interesting.
like just on a regular boat.
know.
A mysterious skin disease that I had is kind of resolved, so I'm just kind of shocked. But then
Yeah.
just thrust into this dragon fight, and I'm like, well, fuck, I better do something.
Make yourself
So
useful.
here we are. Yeah.
I think there's a lot to
Okay.
catch up with all these characters. I'm going to take tonight at you all's pace, so we'll see how it what at your direction. So yeah, let's just go ahead and jump in. It's good to have you all here. It was definitely different having some of you out. I know Renee's not here, and I know Troy's not here tonight.
Where's on the way?
Troy's on the way.
He's
Okay,
on
awesome.
the way.
That's good. So we'll go ahead. We're recording, and we will get started. Just can you hear music even though it's really low? Okay, good stuff.
It's on the low side, but it's hearable. Yeah.
It's clearable. Okay, I can bring it up a little bit. I can always bring it down if it's too much. Let's see. Where should we begin tonight? I want to begin where it's cold and it's dark, though it should be searing heat and pain. Proxinos can hear the crashing of waves against rocks in the distance. And light begins to enter his eyes. He can see. He's standing on the shores of this desolate ancient city of black walls and towers built upon one another, as though the structures themselves were reaching towards the Nyx, trying to escape this dreamlike state of doom and gloom. He knows this to be the sprawling city of Odunos. And the sky is a perpetual twilight. And he notices Erebos' constellation clearly in the sky above him. And as he walks in his sandals, his feet are uneven. They kind of, as he places them on the ground with each step. And as he walks, some of them, the ground is both firm and soft. And then he realizes that he's not walking on stones at all. He's walking on a sea of mangled bodies of returned and Acroan warriors alike, mostly returned, and as he would expect. And as he walks and looks out, the carpeting ground of bodies that have fallen, they've fallen around a ring, like in a square, a town square, overlooking the shore, or what's left of it, like with rocky, almost like asteroid belt, like where the sea should be. You can still hear the water, but you can just see like the space and rocks, right? And in the center of the ring, the bodies at the center are Akroan soldiers, and all of them lie shoulder to shoulder, shield to shield, where each brother fell, in that kind of circular phalanx, fighting as these returned were probably pouring in on him. And as he walks forward, there's a little bit, even though there's no sun, there's a bit of a glimmer. And at the center, there's a mound and of where no body lays. And there is a half broken spear jammed at an angle into the ground. He knows the spear well on sight. And that shining broken spear, like I said, is jammed into the earth. And then he hears, "Brother, what are you doing here?" And as he turns and looks towards the water, he sees Medios. And he's in this pure white, flamboyant armor, breastplate very well adorned with the Heliod symbol in his chest. He has this kind of like golden wreath, like crown around his white hair. It's like the most prepared for battle he could have ever be, with this long white flowing robe, and the inside of it is red. His blue eyes have a look of bewilderment and sorrow. And then he asked that question, how does Proxinos respond?
Being familiar with this dreamlike state, this in-between of life and death, he looks over at Medios. "Brother, looking over at the mound, back to him. You fought valiantly?"
I did. We were winning. I was winning. The Murder King was waning. I could see my triumph. I could feel Heliod at my backside, shining, giving me the strength. And then suddenly, in the moment that I was going to strike him, it was gone. I could see the Murder King smile. I know he smiled under that mask. And then I felt him strike me. And then I forget what happened next. And then I was here, on these shores. No. Brother, am I? Does Proxino say anything? His kind of eyes kind of tear up. If I am, then why am I not in Elysia? It is where I should go. Maybe my soul is lost, but even if I was lost, I would go to the underworld, would I not? A ferryman of Athriel should come and usher me to my destination, but I'm stuck here on these shores of Adunos. Why is this? Kind of looking to you for an answer.
Looking at him with this face of this sadness, a bit of mixed feelings. Rather, things have been done that cannot be undone. You feel that something's wrong. That's because very, very weaving and stitching that makes up Theros, that makes up the Nyx, that makes up even the underworld, has been destroyed, all fragmented and at the breaking point of oblivion.
Well, well, and suddenly at that moment, Proxinos, you start to feel yourself drifting. It's almost like a dreamlike state. He starts to kind of just push away from you. He's standing there, but the shores, the mounds of men, they're kind of just slowly drifting, and the vision is starting to blur. You can tell that he can tell, and he goes, "Promise me you won't leave me here. Promise me you will find a way to allow me to pass on to Alicia, brother."
Looking at Medios. Brother. Brother. I'll return here. And I promise that whatever has been done here, the world will be fixed.
Okay. His voice seems distant. Well, I no longer need my spear. It is here where it lies if you want it. It can be mended. Maybe you can use it. And then he's gone, and everything kind of goes dark. And then Proxinos being kind of back to coming into the world and not being able to see anyone. He can just sense the comforted people around him. And he awakes and he's lying on, he can feel the wood of the hammerhead deck, surrounded by his companions and Oromai guards. He can smell the sweat on the Acroan soldiers. He can hear Tyrannika's voice herself talking to the soldiers, and he can hear the heavy breathing of a dragon flying alongside the ship. And we will end our cold open there. And won't be as smooth as last time since we're not using OBS, but I'll share our opening credits for today. They're a little different from last time since we added Moby to.
Funny seeing sexy Hattersley.
Sound made by Archivist. Bullies Space Odyssey, episode 2, season 2. What we'll go ahead and do is kind of set the scene of where we're at here on the ship. Now, the dragon flying alongside the ship is Time Drinker. It's not Thraxy's actually kind of 2 sizes larger than this dragon. Even though this dragon is ancient, and it basically what's happened in the few moments that have passed, right, is that the party was able to Tyrannica and her guards were able to board the ship. So now Telmun is in a perfect position to, talk about the indentured servitude that he expects to take from these guards. We'll see how that works out. But the crew is all there, and so only a few moments have passed as you are all floating still over a burning Akros. Now, what's burning is burning. You can tell that while it is a state of devastation, that all of Akros are working together. Even the lowest person, like I've said before, in Akros is a soldier. is a trained soldier at heart, right? Most of the civilians who no longer fight paid there or were in the service or back then. So anyone who's an able-bodied person is working. Those who are maimed, hurt, injured are in the Temple of Triumph or that arena. And Persis has just turned, or Fitz has just turned back over control of the helm to Persis, but the ship is in kind of a state of it doesn't need Persis to necessarily sit on unless she is maneuvering it. So now as everyone is like on that deck, kind of talking, and Fitz in this moment has a vision, and the last vision she had was as Thraxes, was fighting Time Trigger after he had just blasted the ship and it like kind of turned sideways. She had saw a vision of an egg rising out of magma and cracking, and a claw and a small wing sprouting out the back, and a yellow reptilian eye blinking, as Kai was being born on this day and at this hour. So she now knows that, and then as quickly as she sees it, it's gone. So the minute when she gets off the helm, and Persis is turned over, Persis can see this look of kind of bewilderment on her, or excitement on her face. I'll turn over to you all to see if there's anything you want to share here before you just want to hear what Tyrannica is saying or what Time Drinker is sharing, or just overall impressions from you all if you want to take over here.
You look much too excited for this situation.
You guys, I just saw I'm pretty sure that I just saw little Kai, my little dragon. He just poked his little wing out, and it just looks so cute. And I just know we're gonna be best friends. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
You might have been kind of busy flying the ship.
Oh, don't worry. I put it in cruise control.
Did you see Theraxes? He said he's calling all the dragons from all over, everywhere, to come serve him and kill us all. And then
I think
your son or your egg hatched?
he is my son. He is a lot like my son. We're best friends. I think I'm just gonna have to call a little louder. Maybe I could just talk into his brain.
The dragons are, and then kind of hearing your conversation, this huge white dragon flying alongside through this, heavy, a black and gray smoke that's pluming from the city. You still are reminded that this heavy presence is there, and still probably not really trustworthy, even though he brought, Proxenos out of that darkness in his maw and laid him on the ship just moments ago. He goes, dragons are not a kind that would rally easy to under one rule, but Thraxes is of a different order. I must peer into the Nyx on this. Get the boy, kind of not looking towards Proxenos, get the boy some aid and prepare to move your people. Akros only has a short time before it is no more. This I have seen. I will spare sharing any more fear with your people, because, him flying over the city. And so he says, if you wish to speak to me further, head west into the old ashlands and look at the peak that is shaped like a dragon's maw. I will be there, and I will share all that I have seen. And unless anyone responds, he's kind of gives a nod and begins to kind of careen out of the clouds. So he's willing to have a further conversation, but he doesn't think, the fear and the amount that's going on, he's probably going to, shortly starting to be attacked by those who Tyrannica can't call out. And so he begins to depart.
An all-powerful oracle, and after devastating world being torn apart, volcano erupting, zombies running around, all he could tell us is Akros is dying. We see that. I need no future for that.
So if you want to talk to him further about that.
Nah, I'm talking shit after the dragon fly away. I've learned my lesson. I got hit by a breath weapon this morning.
Tyrannica sits there. She's like, I'm conflicted. I feel the gods have forsaken us, and yet I felt that this era was changing as I told Fitz. And then she looks at Fitz and she goes, but kind of like remembering what Fitz said, she goes, heroes must endure. And then she starts to kind of bark out orders, and her men start to like man the mangonels and the ballista just in case there's any more threats. Versus.
Well, I was trying to talk to her, but she's
no,
away.
she's not walking away. She's just like yelling out. She's standing right there.
Yeah, and if the city itself may be destroyed in this island floating in space, but if your people can stay together and endure, then Akros won't be destroyed.
Yes, the people. We are Akros. But can we save from what this dragon has said? We cannot save this land. And you have the only flying ship I have ever seen, and it clearly does not fit 15,000 souls.
Then we'll have to find some other way to move people and some place to go.
I agree. This dragon seems to know much. I almost thought, I didn't even know it still lived. It was talked about in fairy tales or in stories when I was a child. The fabled time drinker, the flame speakers would speak of it, but no one has seen it. Thraxis has always been the real threat. So you are the great bronze bullies. I'm willing to take ideas if you have them.
Out of character really quick, Mal. I think your Discord notifications are playing through the audio.
I just I just killed it.
Just checking.
Cut it off. Thank you for letting me know. Eddie also let me know, so I just got rid of it. So yeah. Thank you.
Well, since we do have the only ship, we could scout, see what all the strange things we can see in the sky are. Other ideas?
Are there I mean the flame speakers, they had like teleportation circles, right? Are there any flame speakers around that have active teleportation circles that could get people out of the city?
That is a good option. Those circles that were not destroyed can take handfuls of people at a time and they take power, as you know. Power would drain over time, and we'd have to have other flame speakers step in, but that is a good possibility. The problem was with THEROS being split. We don't know where those portals are going on the other end.
We need an expedition.
Could we be sending people just into the Nyx? Or sending them to a floating rock?
I mean, I would assume there's some sort of network of temples with people who communicate to each other, and you could be like, hey, are you floating or are you on land? And then send them to the safe ones. Just a thought.
A thought. I think this is something we should commune with those flame speakers who are at the Temple of Triumph, for sure. And see.
If we got, I like the idea. I like, still sitting down, but like holding his head, his arm, hand to his head. But let's had a flame speaker come with us on an expedition to find a safe spot. bring transfer people. Start a new Akros. Base of being.
Or many new Acroses for that matter, if this expanse is as wide as it seems.
And so, within a short time, the ship, the Hammerhead, arrives over the arena, and Tyrannica asks to be let down. As I imagine, you always have like a rope ladder as she climbs down with her guard. Unless any of you go down, I don't know if you are going down, but she descends down and she can just kind of like talking to people are rushing towards her. You all see, I don't think Proxinos can't see, but you can see Proxinos' mother running up with some of the other council folks who are still alive and like bowing to Tyrannica and talking with her. And behind them are flame speakers, and so you can tell that she's kind of conveying some of the information that you are all talking about. So this is a moment where, while either you can descend down and continue the conversation, you can talk to each other completely out of the earshot of Tyrannica and her men or her soldiers, and but she has definitely taken your ideas to heart and are trying to you can tell are trying to convey them to see what they might be able to do.
We are not flying right now.
Someone's flying, so
We're like
it's basically
hovering.
you're hovering over. So there are people who are like hurt and wounded and dusty black faces who are looking up like little children pointing towards the ship floating, the Braun Bully sign on it.
With it being mostly just us around. I'm sorry everyone for that rash action. I lost my cool when I heard the flames going and Thraxes.
It was amazing, Proxinos. You should have seen it.
I felt it. I'm still feeling it.
I can understand you wanting to take that action, but we have to think about survival now. Losing just one of us could endanger everyone.
Next time you have to teleport me with you, for sure.
I can do that. I also had a vision. That flash.
Wasn't yours.
I saw my brother and Adunos. And seeing the various undeparted that could no longer go to the underworld. Split up and broken, like the rest of Theros. But I also saw the other part, taking out the wooden handle of the Dragon Slayer's spear. Same one that was used by my father against Thraxes.
Was it like an actual place where you saw it, or just like a vision?
We were discussing about it earlier, if we should have docked there. It's completely riddled with bodies of dead, returned, and of Acroan soldiers.
Do remember that spear didn't actually work against the Raxes, right?
When
It
we
could be
tried
worth
it.
holding on to, just to try again.
I mean, Any bit could help. Elmoon, don't you agree on that, at least?
See, stabbing Thraxes with it didn't work, but we haven't put it in a ballista yet.
Ooh. And we haven't
And-
branded it yet.
Speaking of, we need manpower for this ballista. Moby, how's recruiting going?
I mean, it's they don't really like to talk to me. I'm not sure why. I feel like I did a pretty good job over there helping them out, but I'm doing my best. I'll continue to do so, sir.
Right, Moby's in charge of personnel.
As Moby, every time you've tried to talk to one of the Strations who are on the ship, these Akron soldiers, you know, in their bronze armor, buff chests, you know, breastplates and long flowing robes, they just kind of grimace at you, like not in an assholeish way. They just kind of look at you like, I'm doing my job right now. Like they almost don't even respond to you because you can't give them orders, right? Like it feels like that. You're kind of like, hey, I'm Moby, and they're like,
yeah, I'm like, just, you know, smaller in stature to
Yeah.
them. Like I'm looking up, trying to like, hey, you know.
yeah.
You see, that's the problem. Moby's not wearing any merch. They won't respect him without the merch.
That's true. They do not. No one knows Moby as a bronze bully, so he's definitely not a bronze bully to anyone, right?
No,
Like,
not at all.
Has he
Like, who's
earned
this guy?
merch?
Well, if we're
Or
going to
does
put
he
him in
have to
charge
earn
of
it?
recruiting,
I mean, we could give him a flag. You give everybody flags. Give him a flag.
Okay, and I reach into my bag and I pull out just handfuls of like tiny, you know, those like flags that you get that are everywhere on 4th of July, those little ones, little American flags. It's like that, but it's just red and it has our Bronze Bullies logo on it. It's just a little waiver flag. I just hand you like 20 of them, 10 in each fist. I'm like, these are great. People love them. Hand them out. And I pull out an honorary Bronze Bully patch, like a little badge. Then it also has our logo on it, and it says honorary bully around the rim. And I kind of pin it to, I don't know, your cloak or robe or whatever you have. Nothing.
No, it's my skin.
Well, that is
it's
okay. I have
like my
Velcro.
hair attached to like my wings. They're like kind of like an extension of me.
I'm seeing a running theme here with it's always the skin. It's always with the nipples with
no, it's
I'm not a
I'm
certified
fucking with you.
piercer.
He takes them gladly. A little confused with the flag, but gets the idea and puts his pin badge.
I have two versions. Okay, I have one that's like a little brooch style pin, and then I have one that kind of has some like Velcro type material on the back, and I just kind of mush it onto your fur, and I hope it stays.
I hope it doesn't stick. Oh no.
I don't.
Thank you. I will. I have so
People
much to
love
learn
them.
from your group. I thought I was dead. I still think I'm dead. I don't know where I am.
You could be. We could all be.
But
you never know.
What I've seen so far is, you know, I can see you all have been together for a long time, and if I can do anything to help and be a part of the group, I will do my best.
Volunteer number one.
As we've been speaking, Telmoon, you would feel that your burns and the wounds that you took are healing, as over this time you've healed for a total of 51 hit points.
How long did that take?
That took about 40 seconds.
Oh, look at you. That's actually pretty efficient for you.
Yeah.
You said 51?
Yeah.
50. Yeah, that'd get me back up to full. Thank you.
Suddenly, these little glyphs in a circular pattern begin to form on the deck, and then they kind of begin to magically flame up, and and out of nowhere, Veronica appears with Artemisia, Proxenos' mother, at her side, who goes rushing over to Proxenos and clutches him.
It's your mom, Proxenos.
And she's looking in his face like, what has happened to you? And there's a person who has just kind of performed this this teleportation that's kind of brought them here, is a flame speaker, an old, withered looking man. You can hardly see his face under the heavy cloak. And these little bit of embers, magical embers that drift up as the teleportation circle closes.
In canon, we have a teleportation circle on this deck.
No, it's not a teleportation circle. He probably casts teleport or some type, but not a teleportation circle. It's not a seared in teleportation circle. They just teleported from, and as a short, they teleported from the ground of the arena to the ship. Right. Instead of climbing back up that ladder. And so Tyrannica walks over and goes, I have talked to Agonai, a senior flame speaker. And you can tell, even I think Proxenos would know that the governing factors have kind of pushed the flame speakers like into the, kind of treated them almost like pariahs, like a old way that they don't really need. And now they're like, you could tell that she kind of has this, there doesn't seem to be Agonai doesn't seem to really like Tyrannica, but in the state, all of them believe in the help of Akros. And so this frail old man in this heavy robed garment kind of walks over and goes, unfortunately, we are still checking, but every teleportation circle most of them are not in the city. They've all been in the mountains, and we either cannot reach them, or they were destroyed in the blast. We only have one working one that we know of outside of the city walls, and if Setessa still stands, that is where it goes. Let me share with you what we have been speaking of. One place where magic and the use of the power of the Nyx has not been pushed to the wayside is Melitus. The mages, or the Thermatages as they call them in Melitus, are wonder workers. They have studied magic throughout history, using science, using philosophy. Their superiors know the history of your flying ship. They keep such secrets away from the majority of the mortals in THEROS, and I know the sight of your ship would definitely pique their interest in what they're going through. What we've always known is that the stories say that when Agnomachos descended, the tyrannical ruler of the Archons, that when he descended from the heavens in those days, he was in a sea-like vessel. That is where the Archons came from. They established their rule in the area of Melitus. Melitus has always been advanced because it is essentially built on the ruins of the Archons' empire, who were the most advanced beings in all of Theros. If you can find and seek out Melitus, I believe that you could find answers. If they can make ships fly, then maybe even they can lend their fleets to come bring the people of Akros, to get them off of the land. Most of the oracles and the flame speakers have agreed that Akros the land itself is doomed within days. We do not know. It could be months, it could be weeks, but we have a short time.
then we have no time to spare. We must find Meletus and somehow summon a fleet of ships to evacuate people.
Greetings, Ancient One. Is there any word from the temple in the mountains?
We have not heard from anyone in the temple. I'm sorry. You could go there. The conditions are brutal this time, but you and yours can check on your own. We have heard nothing. Let me say this also with outside. Can he kind of make sure the Tyrannica's not like listening? We as flame speakers also understand and believe in what is meant to be. We in worshiping Perforos, change is inevitable. And in that, death is inevitable. And you could just take this as the end of an era for the Akron Empire. I hate to say it, but this could just be our time. And if it is, the Bronze Bullies will go on. We will do what we can, whether you are willing to take on this asking or not.
Worry not, Old One. Though my father is gone, he lives through me, and I still possess his weapon, and his followers yet strive to forge anew. Perhaps the Akros of old is dead, but we have the tools and the people to forge it anew upon these starry shores.
I think that one thing that is most important, whether you are able to save us all, save some, all, or none of us, is that you be a beacon of that and of your father, of our Father Perforos, who's gone, to reconnect THEROS in some way, to let people know, to find out what is out there. And if there are places where the others are in despair, let them know that the Bronze Bullies are still fighting for them.
One more ask, if you'll indulge us. I do not know exactly. My friend Telman has an eye forged of bronze. I know not the techniques to craft such intricate devices, but another of our crew finds himself in need of new eyes. Do you know how to create these eye-like facsimiles?
He kind of looks over at Telmoon and he's like, that is a wonder. I would imagine that Perforos crafted that himself. I have not seen anyone make forge such things in my life. And with the Great Forge being possibly ruined, I do not know how to fix the young boy's eyesight. I think all he knows. I hate to kind of share more Meltas again, but I think he knows that that's where someone with the magic would have answers. Other than that, I think the only other answer would be if the forge is still intact. And I don't know if it's any of you that could do it. So finding someone who is capable. Josh, can you give me a D100 roll? There is a 20% chance that he knows of a forge master worthy
High or
of
low?
such. Low roll is what I'm looking for. So
47.
20. Ooh, okay. What I can tell you is that if we meet again, if I am not eaten by the Eye of Doom or die before, then I will hopefully have an answer from an oracle or a flame speaker alike.
We thank you for your time and wisdom.
During this time, Proximus was just with his mother, just not saying exactly everything that's happened, but
Yeah. She definitely asks if you she mentions, she doesn't think you know anything about the brother, but she mentions Medios going to Odunos and hoping that he is okay. And she's not like, you know, because she's a very strong warrior like woman. So she's not like, oh my baby, but she's like, what happened to you? Like she's like, you lost your eyes? And then she's like, both of my sons in these terrible, you know, place. And she's more inquisitive of like what happened, you know. I don't know, he's probably, you know, filling her in on some of that. And she's just hoping that Medios is okay. She's glad to know you are whole and sound, so she continues to mention him as well.
While everyone's having these very touching moments, Fitz has the quill of Ithara and is writing bronze bullies on the wheel of the ship. Like each little spoke of it has like BRO, and just
It would just be the
doodling.
helm. It just is just a chair.
Yeah.
There's no
wheel.
Then
It's
all
mental.
along the chair she's writing bronze
Persis,
bullies.
do you have an
was
idea
here.
of what the chair looks like or what the helm looks like? If you don't, that's fine. You don't have to know that right now. I'm wondering, like,
What piece of the hammerhead is the helm?
I had not put thought into it now, so
no worries.
let's not
We'll table that for
do it
now.
for now.
So Fitz is carving on that, writing on that. There's a lot of things here. You know, there's what the has just been shared about trying to find Meletus, venturing that way. There's what Proxinos knows. I don't know if Proxinos plans to collect the spear. I don't know if they plan to talk to Time Drinker or not. But they have gotten a good amount of information from the Flame Speakers. Are there other things that they might want to do here in the city? It seems like the Velos has erupted a couple times over, and so now it's simmering. So now it's kind of like it's starting to feel like it's just that aftermath of a very bad event, and not like a continuing event. What do you all plan to do?
Saying this out of character, do we want to try to recruit people to be our crew?
We need 13 powder monkeys since we don't like slaves around here. No offense, Nobby.
Employees,
I'll take it.
interns,
Unpaid.
junior bronze
hired
bullies.
help.
Would you
Well,
bring
really-
this up to Tyrannica, or would you bring her soldiers?
Probably, yeah, because if we're gonna go on an expedition, then a good portion of the people we bring on should probably be warriors.
Yeah. 13 is if we want all 3 weapons firing by themselves every round. That's no
How many
extra
soldiers?
stuff. How many soldiers are with Tyrannica?
Yeah.
She's got at least that. She's got probably 20 with her. So who's approaching her and making this ask, or is it just all of you?
I mean, Moby's technically the head of personnel, but if he would like some help, we can go with you.
Tolman and Moby, our representative.
Yeah, can
Yes.
That'll be a
Tell-
high chance of convincing them.
hey, I kind of tug at
Hey.
you at your legs. I'm like, Tillman, look, I got all these flags, my new badge. It's struggle. If you could help me out, that'd be great. Please.
All right, out of the way.
Ah, great.
Well, we should continue to help those. What do you need from me?
This is Tyrannica that I'm walking up to.
Yeah.
Great. if we are to forge forward and be your beacon of hope, we require 13 of your warriors, of your bravest, who are willing to come with us and help us mind and operate the ship, keep it safe. Without this ship, we're done.
On any other day, that would not seem like a great ask of you, Telmoon. But not knowing the status of my outposts, I have a unit that is not accounted for in Odunis. There is turmoil all over my city. She breathes hard. Can you give me a persuasion check?
Be mean, but I agree. But let's be honest, 13 extra hands here won't make that much of a difference. Thus they will. Not bad. Oh shit. Yeah, that's a 26. I didn't realize I had a plus 10 to persuasion. I'm sorry. Moon is different.
I'm so
looks
proud.
Down. 13, yes. She starts to look at her man. She whistles. She goes, all of you that are on the ship, there's actually 15 of them. You're all in command. You're all under the command of the Bronze Bullies from here forth until I say otherwise. Go forth. Find us a way off of this damned rock.
Woohoo!
Moby here is in charge of personnel. You got this. Telmoon walks off.
And so they and at that same moment, like she just asks, like, so who will be giving them orders? And then you point to Moby, and she kind of just looks, and all
I'm,
these
like,
like
struggling
Ackroyd
with the
soldiers,
flags,
like
like,
just
covering them.
glistening, muscle-headed dudes, just walk over and. What shall you have us do?
Wow, it's a big group. We have some areas along the ship that can be manned, and I will myself and some of my the other bronze bullies will escort you to some of the ballistas and other important areas to help with.
Sure. The ship also seems to have taken some damage. We can help at least start some repair. It is not.
I can help with that as well.
Good. Show the way. Your name?
I am Moby.
Moby. Men, let us help Moby in our quest to save the people of Akros. They all go into action.
Poor bastards.
I got
Is it also a Sturksel? Or can we say Stern Castle?
No, just stern. Stern is the farthest
Stern is-
back on the
That
outside of
says
the
castle on the end of the stern.
ship.
No,
Just
that's
stern.
part
So
silent.
bow, stern. Is bow easier than forecastle? Well, because bow's
Bow
different,
is
right?
the front. Yeah.
The front, yeah. So
So
So-
forecastle
I
and
got
stern,
it.
it's
Forecastle,
all we
forecastle,
crossing
stern.
shit out all over the
Yeah.
place. Okay.
We'll work
Cool.
on nautical terms.
Well, we got one in the stern, one in the forecastle, and two in the forecastle. Both the ballista and the no. Wow, where's the other mangonel? It is on.
It's
It
it's
is
in
on
the
the forecastle.
forecastle.
It is.
Yep, it's on the forecastle.
So
And then
both
there's
the
a ballista
ballista
on
and
the
the-
upper deck. So they're like
On the upper deck, okay.
There's like a mid-level. So like I think the way it looks is it's shaped like a hammerhead. I actually don't have the miniature on the board right now, but the front of your ship doesn't have a point. It has like a hammerhead, the slight point on it. And where the eyes are, there's like a deck there, and I think that's where the mangonel is fires through those like eye openings, through those eye sockets. They're like open. That's at least what it looks like to me from glancing
sure.
at it. And then on
And-
that upper deck is where the ballista would be.
Okay.
All right. And so, where to next then, Bronze Bullies?
Mechanically, I guess one of us has to be helping with the ship repair at all times, right?
Someone
that
has
what
to
you said?
someone has to be attuned to the helm to actually fly the ship. So,
Oh,
right,
I'm talking
so
about like keeping it repaired. Can the soldiers themselves just repair, or do one
the
of us
soldiers
also
can
needs
go
to?
into so that they can work on repairing the ship now. And so what that would look like is
Will
there
that
are
give us the 1 HP per
13
day?
of them
But we have
doing
15.
the 15 of them, I'm sorry. If they're all working on the ship, though, it depends on how many you got to put on the ship. How many, if you're putting them all on kind of fixing things duty, then you're looking at non-magic repairs, because they're non-magic repairs. One. It also costs 1 day and 20 gold worth of materials of labor.
We got
Oh,
20
no.
gold.
Not
Does
20
that work?
gold.
Or do we need 20 gold because there ain't no trees around here? I don't know if you noticed. We got a distinct lack of trees from the volcanic eruptions that happened in this area
Maybe they're just
recently.
uniquely charred. You have
Uniquely
like a
charred.
cool...
Yes.
Yeah.
So
They're like forge hardened.
Mm-hmm.
Based on what Tyrannica can provide, give me a D100 roll, Tell Moon.
Ugh.
And what I'm looking for is
We're gonna use grog spin. Nice to me.
I'll jinx it.
You want to roll high on this.
Roll high. Right.
Higher the better for this one.
88?
Okay. All right. So you have Tyrannica is able to supply. Can you give me 8? Can you roll 8d6 for me?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 of us. Nikki, you want to roll 4 of them for me?
Yeah. Oh, did you say Nick or Nikki? I got so
Nikki,
excited.
yeah, I know. I know who's the most excited to touch their dice.
You want 4?
Yep.
Actually, I'm gonna make it. Sorry, I'm gonna make it 8d10.
Okay. Can you roll 4 d10s for me instead?
4d10 and 4d10s. Yeah.
Why, yes. I never get to use my D10s. How
There you
exciting.
go.
Now, whatever you roll total, you can add plus 8.
Okay. And I rolled 20, so that's 28 so far, plus what Nikki rolls.
Oh, I only rolled 6. I'm sorry.
No worries. That's 34, Malcolm.
34. Okay. So you get 68 gold worth of materials that they're able to like scrounge up and supply, which will still only get you through a few days.
Which will get us 3 hit points back.
But working around the clock, they'll get you those 3 hit points.
Oh, yeah. So it's just 30, 30, and 30 now.
But as you fly around the world, you can continue to collect. If you go to a forest, then you'll probably be able to collect a lot more.
How hard is it to buy a new ship? Because it seems like this process here is never gonna end.
At least you got people doing the work for you.
This is
Just don't
wild.
get the ship in any damage while you
Yeah, you know,
around.
just
Yeah.
don't have a homicidal crazy
Just-
dragon chasing after us. It's all good.
No big deal. We went so long without interacting with Thraxes. I think,
Yeah, you know.
we hit our quota, and now we can
You know,
just...
we did that by not coming back to Akron.
Mm.
It really sounds like that flame speaker wants us to go to Melitus. Like, strongly,
Sounds like to me.
strongly.
It sounds like
There's
Melitus is
Melitus, but
the-
then there's also
but
the
it sounds
idea
like
of
we
like,
also need to drop at Adunas.
are there anywhere else that you'd want to go in the world, or you'd want to try to find out if you didn't go to Melitus, right?
Right.
I mean,
where would you go?
Yeah, what happened to like our fun
Well, you know your dragon
frolicking
is.
forest?
Yeah.
You know Kai is.
Yes, that is also a little further away from the black hole and a nicer place to be.
That is a
Well-
that's a
Who was
would
the
be-
unit
Stop.
Tyrannica was talking about that she lost in Adunos?
The ones with Medius.
Was it the
Medios.
Medios
It was
unit?
the
Yeah.
minute.
Oh no, she
yes.
knows where those are. Those are in hell. She knows where those are. As soon as she sent those out, she knew where those were going. We're not entertaining that.
She said something about an outpost, though.
She
Yeah,
said
'cause
she had outposts.
remember when you flew over? There were outposts. There's outposts. In the
you mean the ones
Badlands
that were getting overrun by the ash
by
zombies?
the ash zombies.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Taroxes walks up to Persis. Are you still at the helm, right?
Yeah.
Just keeping us floating. I know it may be a doomed effort, but we should at least look into the temple to see what can be scavenged, what can be salvaged, and if the forge is at least operable.
You
Last
might
thing
be
I
able
wanted
to
to
whip up
confirm.
some eyes.
We did warn Monty, right? Monty did know. It's not like he was just. He
I
knew
thought-
the place was going to blow up because
I thought when we got
were told by
Proxinos's
Perforos.
body,
Yeah.
we
You
warned
told him,
everyone.
and then he said that he was going to kind of like leave and go to the
Yeah.
leave the mountain. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they had killed all the rest of our people anyway. Like it was just Monty that was still alive. There was a lot of
There was a
bodies on the
few
ground.
There was like maybe like 10 priests who were still alive. But yeah, they had said that they were going to leave, like evacuate.
Okay.
So
Cool.
they're somewhere in the surrounding wilderness.
They should be out there
maybe,
somewhere.
but they're out
Got
there
it.
somewhere, if they-
Yeah, Taroxes just wants to lay eyes on the forge and see if it's a complete loss.
Does
Could
our
we
little
shove it in
Falcon
the
buddy
bag of
still
holding?
work? The forge? Does our Falcon still work? Does our little guy still
It
work?
does, yeah.
Oh,
wanna
well,
send
then we
that?
just need to pull up next to it without actually going inside.
Yeah.
So you're flying over to the.
Yeah. If you
So-
feel like it's there's something that can be recovered,
You wanted to do that before we tried to find. Are we
Yeah, just,
going to
like,
try to
on the way
find the
out.
spear? Are we going
Yeah,
to
is,
do that?
is that something at you? Or are you guys
Like
leaving
we,
the spear?
from what we know,
Proxinos
I mean, I'm
hasn't
telling
really
you right
spoke
now,
up about. Have you shared
Dunos is
Proxinos
dead.
about
We know.
finding the spear? Or
He did.
okay,
He mentioned
I
it,
did.
and I looked him dead in the no eyes and was like, "Yo, ass is going to turn to a horse and try to stab people with the spear now." I don't know if that's high on the priority list. So he didn't see the face, but the face was.
He felt the vibe.
But yeah, that's an option. I don't want to discount the option as Jason just because Tell Moon was like sit in your corner token. It does not mean that Jason doesn't think that that might be an all right option.
Where is that?
Odunos?
Yeah.
Xenodunos.
it's right there on the shore. So in the old Theros map, it would have been like going west. If Akros is built on a mountain, like in a mountain range, like if you look out towards the sea in the dark area, like the swamplands, you would see Odunas sitting there on the shore. So when you all came to Akron when you flew into the world, you could see Odunas there on what was the shore. It's essentially like just like a landmass of rock, and it's like almost like an asteroid belt of rocks around as you fly in, where the water was. And in last episode, you also experienced whatever battle that was happening there. It got so crazy that when the world got split apart, basically you all were floating through. There were like return just floating through space, like hitting the side of the ship. And then some of them climbed onto the ship and stood there and basically said, the murder king forsook us, you know. And then the party didn't fight them, and then they all, oh no, you guys killed them, right?
Oh yeah, we definitely killed them.
burnt
Don't
them.
party. Yeah, nah, that was
And they got thrown off the ship.
off our boat.
Into space. Into space.
Mercy? I don't know if that's our way.
the undead.
Yeah, they were undead. So, yeah.
Returned?
So
How
so
far
everyone would
away
know
is
that it's going back towards. It's pretty much like leaving
Yeah.
the atmosphere. You could go straight up, or you go straight out, and you'll meet Odunos.
How far away is that from the fractured or the dragon head thing? Time drinker. He said west.
Yeah,
Did say
they're in
west.
the same lands. They're in the Badlands. They're
Okay,
not
so we
far.
need to do-
probably he would be Odunos is probably 10 miles away, and he's probably like 5 or 6 miles because he's like west, but slightly west north, up around the area at the like the base of where the Velos is.
So like, if we're doing a road trip, we could do Temple, Scavenge, and then Odunos, and then Time Drinker, and maybe he could tell us where Meletis is.
We could, but if the forge works, we would want to grab the spear and then go back again. So I don't know if you want to do that
you're trying to
direction or
mend
not.
it at the
I mean,
forge?
Just go
the
in the
horse
opposite-
wants a spear. I'm sorry.
No, we could do that. We could do Odunos, then Forge, then if the Forge isn't there, we'll just keep the pieces and try to bring it with us to Meletis.
So we are doing all of this stuff before going to Meletis. We're not just, we don't think it's like a time sensitive, just run to Meletis. We're going to hit, we're going to talk to the dragon.
I
We're
mean,
gonna
the
go to
town
Dunas.
sounds pretty doomed.
It does. And Proximos did point it out, or point out the spear and stuff, but he's not actively pushing it.
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to make sure we didn't forget about it because we've talked about a lot of stuff. So
Right.
stuff on the table is Time Drinker, spear, possibly.
Odunos first, or spear first,
Temple.
or Time Drinker? Temple.
Temple first?
Oh, Forge Temple.
These are just our options I was listing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I mean,
I feel like
the other
Time Drinkers probably last before we leave town.
yeah.
Okay.
There is that time pressure for like we have to save these people, but we also have to think if Akros is destroyed tomorrow, then we won't be able to go back and get any of this stuff.
Exactly.
So do we want to
I-
spend our 3 days of like healing the ship here and not flying through the space?
Well, no, the you have workers now. Those 15 workers can be working in shifts, of course. I'll still just give you. I'll say you get 15 points.
Shifts.
The shifts. They really would be working probably in shifts, other things on the ship. But you'll get, because technically what you would get is
16-hour shifts.
50, you get 50. Well, yeah. Here's what I'm gonna skirt the idea of the way Spelljammers writes the gold thing, and I'll just give you the number of workers, but use the gold as you only get 3 days worth.
Yeah.
So you can get 15 times 3. You'll get, what is that? 40 something.
45.
45 gold and 45 hit points back on the ship in that.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'll do.
That's
That's in 3
68.
days. Now that's not what's happening, right? But they're starting to work. You can get, they can start to with under
Nice.
Moby's direction.
that's way better than 3 hit points.
Yeah.
And there's
The
no
only reason I'm giving
guarantee
that is
we'll
because
spend-
you've got 15. You got like an entire crew to work on it. Now,
Yes.
at the
Troy,
same
we
time,
have indentured servants.
that means everybody else needs to be pulling their weight on other things, because if they're just focusing on repairing the ship, then they're not doing anything
we
else.
was flying the ship just fine without
Okay,
him.
just saying,
Yeah,
yeah.
I can sweep the floor. It's fine. Taroxy's was catatonic. Now he'll help us do something. Moby was out here
Beautify.
carving stuff into the walls. We can get him to do something useful.
And the
It'll be
stuff we
fine.
have to knock out in town shouldn't necessarily be a multi-day thing. I don't think we'll spend like a week
Yeah.
in Adunos.
If the ship is
No.
fast enough, we might be able to do it all in a day.
The
That's
ship,
what I'm saying.
well,
We
if you
just-
look at your ship, it's I think it's 4 miles. How fast does it travel?
Question is, did Troy prepare locate object today? Which is probably
It's
enough.
30 tons. It flies 35. It flies 4 miles.
Prepare that?
There's apparently Proximos wants the other half of the spear now.
4 miles an hour.
4 miles an hour. We can get out and jog that. What you mean 4 miles an hour?
No,
You
it's
can't fly that.
yeah. It's still a slow ass. It's not a fast ship.
Speedster, huh? We got
We're rolling with a
We
tank.
got the junker.
we got the
Man.
tank. My boy is beefy, but
The thing about ships, you might be able to walk faster, but you have to take more breaks. Where the ship can just continue.
yeah.
going.
I'm just in my head comparing
Yeah,
that
yeah.
to Theraxes, who was going like 15 miles an hour.
Oh no,
And I'm
Thraxis
like-
is gonna move faster than you all. I mean, yeah. But now here's the thing: when the ship is in like they don't call it like light speed. When it's in space and it's just traveling, then it goes into that weird Spelljammer hyper speed mode.
Oh,
but
so
just,
we got hyper
but
speed.
just floating
Okay.
around in an atmosphere, it's moving 4 miles an hour. When it goes
just
into
go
the
to
atmosphere, it goes like stupid fast. It goes like you travel like 100 million miles in like a day.
Yeah, as long as we got wormholes or whatever the heck we need,
Yeah.
that'll be all right.
And then it says
like, we
basically
never get
whatever
notice
that
at 4 miles an hour.
whenever it looks like it's going to collide into something with person slightly guiding it, it will drop out of that speed and it will automatically drop out. If
that is wild. Like
that's bad whiplash.
How good is that AI? Like, are we like right up on it? Like, oh shit, we about to hit something, or is it like warning nice?
We will have to find out.
Person's gonna be napping. It's gonna be like,
Oops.
That's basically what happened when you guys went through the storm, right? Like you were flying and then you came out because the storm had particles, and then you had to like fight through the storm. So at least that's the way kind of like the book.
Yeah, we was in that storm when we stopped. That we did not stop before that. We stopped in it. That's wild. Okay.
So roll up on the sphere and Odunos.
Okay.
Off. So I mean, I don't know how long we're gonna spend looking for it, but I don't know if that's gonna be a quick thing.
Looking for what?
The spear.
Not sure.
The spear might not take that long, so we'll knock that out. The forge, we don't even have to go in. I can just send in the bird and take like 10 minutes to look around, and then we'll grab dragon advice and move.
Agreed.
Now, did you see
go.
like in your dream, was there like a third rock by the pillar type of? Did you see where it was, or was it just kind of, it's there?
Was there any standout monuments, markings?
There was. Give me a perception check. Lexinos.
We look for the circle of Acroan bodies.
The great part about it is
pretty much was the major.
Yeah.
Following the bodies is what you would be looking for.
He's gonna have to
13.
describe that to us because it's not like he can re-see it.
That's what I'm saying. He has to.
Yeah.
So with the 13, there's no other major markings, but knowing what Proxinos would be looking for is if the dream is reality, is where they all fell, would be a lot of returned bodies. It would basically be a battlefield wherever part of the city, because it's not like the entire city. There wasn't enough Acroan soldiers to be fighting throughout Adunos. You just have to find where that battle was taking.
So we're
place.
flying over and looking for the last stand.
That's basically what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Okay.
At 4 miles an hour.
Yeah, so as you within 2 hours you're able to arrive there, and this sprawling dark mass, the silhouette of a structure, and it's pluming from rocks, from almost from meteor particles that have slammed into it, that flew into it from Adunos. It almost looks like the world turns like black and white in Adunos, right? There's no color here. It's like the color's just been drained out of it. And as you fly over those spires, some of them crumbling as you fly through, you are all looking down. Can I have perception or investigation checks from...
Or you changing it to investigation?
Actually, I think it's not really. It's a perception because you're looking for. I mean, it's kind of both of them. I'll take either or. Whatever's higher, you can roll that.
They're the same, so it's a 13.
And for you, Proxinos, I won't give you any no advantage, but I also won't give you. You can't see, but I mean, I imagine you also are kind of like connected to this place to some weird way because of the dream. So you just a straight roll, whichever one you.
I forgot this character's shit. They're both -1. That is a dirty 8.
Okay.
15.
13 again.
Okay.
Side question: does Taroxy still have the wings?
Yeah, why would we
He
take those away
does.
from you?
Just making sure they didn't die in battle. So
They did not stare into the sun and burn. It's fine.
Taroxys is going to just hop off, like nosedive off the boat, and get a closer look, like flying around the ship, kind of just getting a closer look to the ground than from the deck.
Proxies, I'll give you advantage.
Advantage. Okay.
I said Taroxys. Hopefully, I didn't say Proxino.
It's still
Oh,
the
you
13.
said
Yeah, bro, you lucky you can look. No eyes.
Yeah, 13 is the highest.
Every now and then, you're probably seeing like Neo, so Proxies is looking. Anything higher than 13?
17.
I got a
17.
14.
Okay. So it sounds like Persis is the one highest and kind of wheeling the ship through, making sure it doesn't hit anything. From the helm, I imagine it almost like when you're controlling the helm, you have eyes, right? Like around the entire ship. And as the black smoke or the white smoke is wafting over, because the fires, many of the fires have been put out, you spot in a distance, like actually towards the what would be a shore where the rocks are like breaking away into the Nyx, you can see in this little square, like I described before, and this looming, what stands out is a really tall looming statue, like 4 stories tall, like a building, the like in an archway. The other statue on the other side is like broken and gone, but it's of like a hooded figure with its hands like outstretched, and in a weird way, I had described for all you that aren't here last time, Heliod's dead, so there has been no sunrise. Now it's already dark because the world is kind of like, it's like apocalypse here, apocalypse now, right here in Akros. But even in the Nyx, so far you have not seen any sunrise or seen any actual sun. You do get a glint of sunlight while you're in space, and it comes from 3 separate directions. Whenever you're in an atmosphere, you get 6 hours of dawn, 6 hours of dusk, and then 12 hours of night. So it's always like twilight right now. And so that's kind of how it feels right now. But through the light, in a weird way, Persis almost sees it like a holy light beaming down just momentarily on a spot. All those bodies in that circle, and they're like kind of if you saw it from above, it'd be a circle of black bodies all amassed, and then within that, a circle of red from all the capes. And then inside, a little speck from where you are, how high you are up, a figure in white in the center.
There's no place to land?
There, you actually could land on the shore and then walk off, or you can drop down, rappel down, have somebody rappel down, or you can have
Maybe
Tyroxes fly down.
go
There's
ahead and do a
different
swoop a
ways.
loop if that's not a
I
problem.
don't know. Yeah.
Do you have a problem with that, Proxynos? Can Tyroxes just kind of go down there and swoop? Or do we need to disembark?
Is that what you want to do?
Roxy's, would it be too much to ask if you could bring me down there?
Half, like, before you even finish the sentence, just to, and then just kind of like sets him down, and the wings fold up when they hit the ground. I'll hang back.
And
Thank you.
As Tyroxes swoops in and brings you in and drops you down on the ground, both of you like and steps back, you can see at the center of the ring of bodies is Medios, and he lies where he fell, looking calm and almost asleep, if it were not for his like eyes like open, looking up, bit in shock, but not in terror, but just kind of calmly looking up towards the sky. He almost looks like a Renaissance kind of painting. He's kind of posed very dramatically as Medios was in life. And there in the center of his chest is the spear. So when you dream, you saw it just jammed into the ground, and now there's a body that spear is jammed through. His white armor is kind of a deep burgundy where the blood has soaked and dried, and the blood is soaked into the sand, so it's not very bright. You can tell he's been here for some time, and the wind is briskly blowing as sand and dust kind of blow over his dead form. What do you do, Roxino?
Sorry, brother, about this being our meeting like this. I don't know. World was ending Iliad. Trying to destroy Theros. Was this just the conclusion? Was this always meant to happen? Like knee down, kind of getting closer to Medios. Saw this many times. Clear day. Not a hazy vision. Over and over again. I came back. I came back to Akros in the first place. Hand on his chest. But you did well, brother. And I'll do my part as well. You sleep now. It's your time to rest. Taking the eyes that are open, staring up into the sky, closing them. We'll end this next chapter. Taking the other part of the spear out.
As you touch the spear to pull it out, can have a wisdom saving.
That is a 22.
Okay. So you take 10 points of, you feel like necrotic energy running through your body, like a surge, almost like if you're putting a fork in a socket as you grab it, and suddenly you're like blasted into a vision where you say, you hear, "This is it." The light vanquishes you, Murder King. And you see in this friendly, you almost feel like you're kind of like a fly on the wall watching it, but very close, and all these men around them dying as these figures are pouring in. All of the Murder King is inside, the phalanx is kind of like leaped over and landed in, and Medios is fighting him with a half that spear, and in the other hand a gladius, right? And he slashes one arm, opens up the arm on the Murder King, and the Murder King drops one of the weapons, one of his two, and then he swings back and stabs. It cuts one of the other arms, and the Murder King drops the second weapon. And then as Medios is spinning, his cape is kind of like fainting, hitting Murder King as he's falling back, and Murder King is like bleeding out this like black blood. And then when he turns, he's coming up to strike with the spear. You kind of see where the Murder King catches it and bends his arm back, taking the spear out, and then just jamming it back into his chest. And what happens in that moment, though, what you can clearly see happen is Medios, the moment that Medios is going for the death blow with the spear, the holy light around him just like short circuits. It just drops. And the minute it drops, the Murder King capitalizes on it. And you know, Proxinos, that it's at the moment that Heliot died is the moment Medios had no more power. And now you stand there looking at his body. You have half the spear, no more causing no more damage, almost like that being part of the feedback of the power. It seems normal, not cursed. You start to feel its power coursing back through it. You also notice that the breastplate kind of has a glimmer to it. I don't know if you want to take that as well, but the armor that he is wearing.
He wouldn't touch the armor. He would let him. He'd let him rest. He wouldn't go
Yeah.
further to desecrate his
Okay.
body.
Yeah, I understand. Taroxy sees this. He has the half of the spear. Of course, like I said, it can be mended, possibly with time, with the right spell. And he has laid the brother to rest. And the last thing he does see as he kind of looks out towards the shores, he then sees like one more vision of the Murder Kings heading towards the shores. And what was there are more docks connected. And he sees these big, massive ships with huge sails. And he sees returned, like loading onto them, like in droves. And then much of the city beginning to blast apart. Some of those ships just go up in flames. But he sees at least the one that the Murder King is on, sailing away into the Nyx.
I know what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Troxys comes up
Kind of being
you.
blown away like MBS. It's almost like it's because it's still water, but it's all being like malformed and torn apart and lifted. But that ship, you don't see that ship go down. You see it like float out into the air.
There's one very important question I have left to ask, though.
Okay.
Is the honorary Bullies badge on Medios's armor or on him anywhere?
Good question. Give me a second. It is. It's like, on like the shoulder, like with I don't know what you just call them, but like in those kind of Roman style like guards would be like the leather flaps that would protect the shoulder. The pin is
kind
like
of
right
like
there.
epaulets.
Yes, and it's like the pin is right there, and it stands out because it's red, right? And
What a conflicted guy.
So Taroxys walks up behind you. He died well.
Yeah. Yes, he did.
Do you wish for him and his honor guard to be cremated? Or leave them as they lie?
In Akros tradition, is it common to cremate the dead?
that is a good question, but I will leave up to you, Proxinos, to decide here on the spot. I, as the DM, do not know the answer to that. I would say in most tradition, since the way most people in Theros believe, they believe in kind of putting the funerary mask and like keeping the bodies because the person travels over into the other side. I would not say that they necessarily say, but the Acroians are a little different, right? They're warrior people, and therefore maybe they operate by a different standard. So, yeah, I would leave it up to you to decide, and I will stick with that as like kind of canon, whatever you decide.
I think we should leave the bodies. We don't need another sun to rise. Not now.
Very well. Back to the ship then.
It's everyone else after they've left, and when they're not looking, she's gonna draw a curly Q mustache on Medios.
Did she go down?
You hopped off the ship.
You hopped off the ship because
I'm not driving.
Everybody else was still on the ship.
I want to go down.
Okay, so I didn't know you had gone down.
All right.
I imagined I was there the whole time.
That changes things.
Oh.
Okay, because I had imagined it was only Proxinos and
I
Taraxis
thought
this
it was
entire
just
time.
us.
So
No, it's all good.
You guys
It's just-
flew over there, or the
Yes.
ship came
Yeah,
over?
They flew
yeah,
over
he,
there.
he, they flew over there because he has those wings on his back.
I
So
really wanted to draw that mustache.
So
You can drop
Plot
a rope.
twist.
We're not stopping that.
It's been there the entire time.
Fitz, can I
Surprise.
have a
It's
would the party stop Fitz if they saw her kind of clamber off the ship and drop the ladder to go
What the
down?
fuck am I gonna
I-
do? Like,
I follow her with my lyre, thinking we're just gonna be in the background playing some soft music, just do the thing. And I see her sneaking with the marker and be like, whatever.
And I take it she's trying to do this stealthily so that
I'm trying,
Proxinos
yeah.
can't see this. So Proxinos, give me you and Troxis give me a
So Fitz is
perception
full-on
check, and
Jigglypuff
Fitz has
this
to give me a
moment.
stealth.
Yeah, that's
I'll
what
do
I'm
it
totally
with
jigglypuffing this.
disadvantage.
Do you want a sleight of
I
hand or anything?
love this.
The slight, it's more of the stealth. I think if
You want
if
stealth?
they don't notice you, then drawing a mustache is nothing. It's
Can I just say?
go ahead.
So I'm blind. I'm rolling with disadvantage.
So here's the thing. I'm in this
Natural
moment.
20.
This is such a pivotal moment. I would not give you advantage, but I also would not give you disadvantage. And here's why. Proxinos literally is connected to like the underworld. He's just had a vision with his brother. So in a weird way, he knows where the body is. He knows he's being perceptive. So a regular perception check would do. Is why I would rule
This-
it that way.
This roll is so fitting because I rolled so I have special dice color for each of my characters that I play.
Okay.
The dark dice that is black is a natural 1. The green dice that is the life is a natural 20.
You
But
roll.
you did roll a disadvantage, so
you
now you
roll
gotta
an advantage.
re-roll and roll just
Yeah.
one of those 2 die.
Mhm.
I know.
That's
I'm just
wild
saying.
that happened.
That is
Mm.
wild.
Got a 10, so Taraxis is in the moment.
It's a natural 20 again.
I rolled a 24.
Or his perception is probably higher than that.
What's your perception?
My perception is and bumps it up to a 25.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of what he does when he notices, and if he doesn't know, here's what I'll say: you don't know what she's doing, but you know Fitz is there, right? And you know she's approached your brother and she's over the brother. That's more so what you know. And
It's
you know,
kind of
everyone
like-
else, yeah. Go ahead.
It's kind of like the turned moment where it's like Fitz is like Proximus has his back turned. It looks like you didn't see it. He didn't see any of this, and then he starts to talk. He kept the badge, you know.
I know. I don't know what you're saying, Jason. Somehow you're muted.
That's the reason. There's a reason for me to be muted. It's for your mama. Hi, Nikki's mom.
Somehow, I think he would be frustrated about it, and then make a very strange smile.
So I take the mustaches drawn into Medios. And as Fitz does this, does she take anything else, or is that it? Is it just them? And does Telmoon say anything? Well, because clearly, Proxinos didn't call her out to a point where Taraxis would see it or anything like that. So Telmoon probably sees it happening right there with his lyre. Are you going for anything else on him, or is it just the mustache?
I think it's just the mustache.
Okay. And so there Medios lies with this, this little mustache looking up towards the sky, left, as the bronze bullies, as Trox is able to fly Arsenos back up, and Fitz and Telmoon are able to scramble back up onto the ship via the ladders. And Proxinos can kind of hear his brother's kind of voice whisper one more time, just don't leave me here. Find a way to get me out of this city. And then the ship kind of flies, starts its way, and I take it now they are heading to the forge. And so as they fly off towards the forge, right? So now, as everything is just doing, as another few hours go by, as the folks keep working on the ship, I imagine Proxinos is trying to even push it as get you there as quickly as possible. Some turbulence through some of the clouds, but eventually you make it to Mount Velus, and the mountain is probably half the volcano is half this. It almost seems like when it erupted, it collapsed inwards on itself. There's a caldera now, fluming with smoke and ash, and it's hard to breathe. But you can make out the area where the temple entrance would be. It looks quite dangerous. And this is where Troxis is going to send in the little bird. I take it right. The owl. So seeing as it can go 100 feet or 200 feet, how far does it travel? Or it doesn't really matter. I think it's a certain amount that can travel for you to be able to see, right? It is.
It can kind of see and then share.
And share.
We don't have to see the whole time. It can kind of go do recon and then tell it
tell you, as long as it comes back,
know.
it can tell them what it sees. So as you send the little
within 1 mile of each other, if it's
okay.
Using the familiar rules.
Okay, yes. And so it kind of goes fluttering off through the smoke and down. The main hall is intact, and it finds its way kind of flying left. And it does find that the forge is still there. But in the current conditions, you can tell a few times the little owl creature almost gets rocks drop or things that the structure continues to shudder. It's very volatile space right now. So there's a portion the portion of the temple where all of the bedrooms were and the library, all that's collapsed, but the forge is still there, and it's kind of connected to that room that lays north, not really north, but if you were in the structure, I would say north on the map, to where Perforos' statue is. And the statue is kind of collapsed down into the magma, but it's holding strong, kind of at an angle. Embers floating everywhere. And so what you do get is that the forge is still there. Trying to forge something now could be very dangerous because of how volatile the situation is. But
any extra bodies down there?
You don't see any bodies. You don't see. I mean, anybody that would have probably been melted or turned to ash. So you don't see any bodies. You don't see anyone in the structure. No one that looks like they died. And Monty told you that he was going to leave, so you don't see.
Just double checking.
Yep.
Telman, will you accompany me to the Great Forge one last time?
It'd be my honor.
Proxinos, if you will grant us the spear, we will do our best to bring it back to you in one piece.
We're going to reforge the wood, yes.
Takes the wooden handle and spearhead. I know that you'll do fantastic work.
and they're going in there right now.
Yeah, he's gonna scoop up Tomoon and the spear and try to make their way through.
Flying. So flying.
Can I get one
Mhm.
quick thing in there? Just Persis looks at them, kind of points at Telmoon, and is going to cast protection from energy. You
Appreciate
might
it.
need that.
With forging, what did you guys use for your abilities? If you did, when you did forge,
I forget. I think
was it finesse or was it
Proficiency
strength?
plus
I think we were using Dex. If I'm not, or no, we were using. I think I
trying to remember
used
what I-
Dex plus like tool proficiency. So Dex plus.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I don't know if that's also what Taroxy's used.
Let me see. I forget what the like Xanathars or something added rules for specific
Yeah,
tool
but
sets.
usually it's Dex or Intelligence. But I mean, I could see it being Strength considering it's a forge, so it's like
For
hammer.
a mend, I could see it possibly in strength.
Okay.
For making some eyeballs, not gonna happen on strength.
Oh, no, no, we're
yeah.
No, we not eyeball artisan. But the I don't even think the cleric that made my eyeball is still alive. I think he died after the whole like prophecy passing on. He was like, "Cool, here's your hero thing. I fulfilled my duties." It was just gone.
Are you guys going into the?
Did you want to come in the forge with us and draw on it?
I mean, no. I just thought maybe I could inspire both of you before you went. So they.
Oh.
I want you guys to know, like,
Yeah.
now I know Taroxys is immune to fire, right? You
I am
get that.
resistant.
Resistant.
I am also now resistant.
But like this is one of those situations where like a wall could collapse and you guys could just die, or like magma could pour in and you guys could just die. Just letting you know.
Do you think that's a deterrent for the Bash Brothers?
I don't think it is, but I'm just saying.
Bash Brothers.
We are. I mean, this is like my last chance to honor my God in His holy forge. And you out here saying a wall might fall on me? Fuck your wall, Bell. I'm in here.
Yeah. So to add, just adding on to that, as he's handing the one part to you, Telmoon, and one part to you, Taroxys, he is casting Enhance ability.
Okay.
Telmoon, you're getting Cat's Grace as you get advantage on all dex checks, and you don't take damage from falls 20 feet or less.
Oh, yeah.
Taroxys, you get advantage on strength checks, and your carrying capacity is doubled.
Oh, good.
Nice.
That helps with another idea I have.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna give you both a big group hug and just say, "You're required to come back, okay? All right." And pat you both on the back and inspire both of you with a D10.
That's still a 10? Yeah, let's go.
Right.
Can't fail, Mel. We can't fail.
Don't say that.
The last thing is, can I have a insight from Persis?
That's not good. Come on.
That is a 10.
Changing music.
Oh.
So as they're leaving, this whole time, I think something's kind of been nagging or constantly. I don't know what the moment was like for Persis. I actually haven't explored what the moment was like for everyone, for Perthros to like be gone, right, and to be upended, seeing as he's like the source of the power. While your power has still worked, you have Persis can't help but like feel like she's been thinking a lot more about the situations that led to who she is now, her childhood situation, her different aspects of people searching for a cure for her situation. And while at some point when that gem was installed, she felt the presence of Perthros, she now, for some reason, this whole day has been thinking of Farah. Whatever that means to her. and we'll crash to black. We'll end there. We'll take a 5-minute break, and we'll pick back up. Good game.
All right.
All
So
right.
far,
Well,
great.
I had to pull out
Man.
that Percy dice if we're gonna be crafting. Can't be leaving that to Grog. Grog gonna fuck that shit up.
Got to wear that hat backwards.
Good times.
The other idea,
Man, that music is excellent, by the way.
I'm gonna try and get the
That's
top
super
half
good.
of the statue out to build a figurehead for the hammerhead. A Perforos statue figurehead.
Hopefully,
See
also
if that
bronze,
works.
so that it's a ram.
Exactly.
That is
Yes,
fantastic.
yes.
You
wonder
know
how
that
much
this
weight
spear is
that's gonna-
going back with 0 wood on it, right? Like this spear,
It's gonna be full
It's gonna be
metal.
molten bronze.
Yeah. Yeah.
like we are dipping this thing in lava, and we're gonna be like, well, guess we
I-
starting over.
Time for the Dreamwalker to hit the gym.
For real.
Dude, a full
You use
metal
wisdom, though?
spear.
With your little special thing.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Wisdom is added to hit and also my armor class.
It's added to it. It's not instead.
It's added to it.
Okay, so it would still be strength and wisdom, not just wisdom.
No, I'm talking my armor class also gets a boost equal
No,
to my wisdom.
I'm saying you're to hit. If it's not changing for wisdom, then the
It is
spear will
changing to
be.
wisdom.
It's changing to wisdom, not adding wisdom.
Yeah.
Okay. Because mine right now it changes to charisma, but later it adds. So I'm like, you got to read it because mine does both.
Okay.
But I figure it's a similar thing because it came from the same source book.
Yeah,
Right.
it's similar. It also has this weird thing where it adds your wisdom modifier, not your score, your modifier. Or no, it's the opposite way. It adds your wisdom score, so the 20 plus your level, and that added as maximum hit points.
Yeah. I don't get that, but yeah, I figure that makes sense considering that you're taking a character that's not supposed to be in there like that and making them in there. Mine just makes it to where like it's harder to hit me, right? Like I have mobile.
Mm-hmm.
Mine only lasts for a minute too, which just fucking sucks. I don't know how if you get yours more often or for longer.
It burns wild shapes.
Oh, so you get yours twice per short rest? Golly, my sorcerer sucks.
Mm-hmm. the only stipulation is that it's a concentration thing.
At least your character's still alive. Shut up.
That's different. I've been doing my best to rectify that.
You have to step up your game. You got to jump into Thraxy's mouth.
I tried to I tried to be the one to step in the way of that bull, but Troy was like, no, I would do it. I'm like, well, you're faster technically as a character, so do your thing. I
Fail
tried
a
to
save by more than 5 and you'll do it. Trust me.
I said like I tried to be the one who did that because it was my home. I was like, I should be the one who has to die protecting it, but then you ran too, and I was like, well, I can't get there faster, so good luck.
I wasn't doing anything. Slow effect on a monk is its worst fucking nightmare.
Yeah, I probably should have cast haste on you,
Yeah.
but I wanted to have zoomies.
Not to mention the problem was like you had to get a nat 20 to succeed.
I
Nothing
do
short
have
of a
this.
Well, was it a charisma save? Is that why I got out and you guys didn't?
no. He ruled it as you had to
You
have
got a natural
20.
20. It was a natural. Oh.
Look who's
Oh,
up.
baby.
Look who's up asking for daddy. Apparently she was crying, huh?
Yeah.
She almost holding her head up on her own.
You're
Muted.
muted. We
You're
can't.
muted now. You don't have an extra hand to unmute, but it's okay. Oh yeah, she's almost there. Look at her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does a good job. Yeah, see, that's why I gotta wait for him to get old enough to do that before I even get around.
It's rough.
I'm like, what you mean your head just gonna loll back if I don't help? Like, hold your head up. That's scary. That's a nice head of hair she got on her too.
Yeah, it's
She's
terrifying.
what, 6 months? She like 6 weeks, 8 weeks? Where's
Like
she?
6 weeks.
That's
6 weeks.
that's
a
a
big
nice
baby.
that's a nice amount of hair she got for 6 weeks.
Ooh. They grow up so
Yeah.
Put on
fast.
these. So I can't-
Yeah.
Oh, please don't throw up on me.
She just finished eating.
Probably. All she do is eat.
Yeah.
All this baby
Eat.
do is eat.
Sleep.
Eat,
Yep.
sleep, scream, and
In
it's
and
just
out.
and repeat.
That's what they do.
And
Yeah,
it's
they just
just-
leak.
Yeah.
Bro, it's crazy.
Leaky
Yeah, you
babies.
can't. So just
Yeah, you deal with that for like 2-3 years and you're done with it.
Yeah,
Right?
I saw
Can't
something
wait.
online where somebody was like, "Yeah, babies shit up their back."
Yeah.
He shit up her front this week. It was like it came
Wild.
up the shirt. I was like, "How is this possible?" Like,
It just
I'm not gonna lie to you,
travels.
bruh. I tried. I had to watch my nephew for like 4 hours, and I tried to extra
it's
tape.
frustrating.
I
bro.
put extra tape on the diaper, and that shit still escaped. I was like, how?
Dude, you can put gorilla tape around their waist, it still
They're
come
so
out.
frustrating to like and lovable at the same time because like this version everybody else doesn't. This is the version that everybody gets to see. The other version is like I call this the Gizmo. This is Gizmo, and then there's like the Gremlin.
Gremlin,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure,
And
100%.
the Gremlin is just man.
Full on
Right,
spike.
I'm gonna
Don't give a
take her
fuck.
Look at that.
That's what
She
I'm showing
already
her,
interested
but-
in the dice and the setup. Let's
Yeah.
go. Can't wait to have your boyfriend at the table. We're gonna be intimidating him like crazy. Don't go to the bathroom. He gonna be gone.
Oh,
What is this
God.
going to be like the Den of Thieves? The garage scene?
All right, I'll be
Oh,
back. I forget everybody else probably stepped away so they didn't get a chance to see her. But yeah, I figured I would show her. Figure it.
Yeah,
I'll be
nah,
back.
thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
No problem.
Hey, Jason, bring back a holy symbol of your god.
I'll make one.
Oh, so you're going to make shit now. Okay.
I was planning to make shit for y'all before, but apparently the only fucking travel forges I can get are fucking bullshit ass Helliot travel forges. And I ain't making shit on that. I wanted to make little bronze bully like just little like bolo tie type things
We
for
could
everybody.
rebrand that forge for you.
Are you talking about like the Texas tie thing?
Yeah. I can't think of what to put
I
on the
can
toga.
see it. I can see
there's
it.
there's that ring ornament that people have like on the toga on the arm. I just don't know what it's called, so I just called it a bolo tie. But it could be a bolo tie.
Are you talking like an armband kind of thing?
No, the one that's like ties that's on the like it's like a little thing. It cinches the
Oh,
The
You know,
toga.
the straps.
tassels or something.
yeah. Like I was gonna
Yeah,
make those, even though I think I might be the only one who actually wears a toga. It's because my depth of knowledge on Greek mythology is Animal House. So
Let's say my skin is armor. I don't know if extra clothing is necessary.
I mean, we just forge yours on. It's fine.
Like my chest is like a chest plate.
What is that, Troy? TIG weld? What we need?
Just pop rivet fucking skirts onto them.
Yeah.
All right, you're good.
Did Nikki mention rebranding now after we fought a god to stop rebranding?
I said the forge. If it's Hellion, we could
Oh.
rebrand that shit.
The little fort. Got it. I was like, Nikki, we good? I was like,
I'm never gonna rebrand.
I know when you get sad, we start doing wild stuff. I didn't know Medios
Listen.
was gonna get you like that.
If Fitz actually goes, hey, we got to redo stuff, guys, it's not Fitz.
Yeah, that's how you would know if
That's
someone was
how we know it's a
impersonating me.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Fitz is wild.
We need a new color scheme, guys. Kill it with fire.
Yeah.
She went full on
Something's wrong.
Jigglypuff there.
That was
It made
fucking
sense.
amazing. I loved it.
From the second he was like his lifeless body, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna draw on that. And then you kept getting more sentimental, and I was like, this just looks worse, but I'm committed.
It's fine. Everybody knows
For
we don't
this
care about
guy.
his bitch ass brother. That's what I was saying
Yeah.
in the background. I just
Yeah, I
didn't
know.
want it to be like over, like he was having a nice moment.
Right.
Like, don't nobody care about that.
It's
Right.
Now
like,
that that's
I'm well
No.
known for playing evil characters, but
Very.
this,
Oh no,
this
no, you're genocidal. I burned prisoners alive. Apple bit some dude's hands off and threw him off a
Uh-huh.
tower or some nonsense.
I forgot
But,
about that. He did do
Nikki
that.
is the leader of our chaos for sure. Fitz is still chaos squad leader.
Mhm.
It's like Taroxy's outside of Engir is like, well, and Engir is basically fresh off the press, but Taroxy's is like the most, at least by my standards, unevil of the characters I play.
Yeah, like it's hard because
Yeah.
like Telmoon is more chaotic than Taroxy's as his
Tara-
follower. It's like I have to like rein him in whenever you say something sensible.
Taroxy sits, I think, lawful neutral, which is as good as I can be on the norm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I would say lawful neutral is it. It's just the laws that I follow are laws of destruction and creation, and that
Yeah,
destruction
makes
side
sense.
kind of takes over sometimes.
By the way,
Wow.
now that that scene that happened, you want to hear about actually the beginning of all of this, because the original story of Proximos, the very first episode that we did, the whole reason why Proximos came back to Akros was because he was constantly getting dreams of that very scene that played out.
So you're like, I have to come check this out and see what's up with my bro.
Damn. So after
And
all this, you became a hero and still can't even save your brother? You suck, man.
Shit.
I'm just playing.
yeah, no, that's
Hell,
exactly
Jason.
what
I just
happened.
play.
It's
Oh,
rough.
can't wait for
Damn.
Nikki's mom to hear that.
I'm playing with him. I
She
love you,
loves
Nick.
this.
I know.
Any
It's
sentimental moments, tell Moon's just like,
Medios
let
was
me
a red
shit
shirt
on
from the
this.
start. We should have known better.
Mhm.
It's the only reference I know. I know he a red shirt. That's all I can do. That and beat me up, Scotty. Those are the only things I know. I'm sorry.
His shirt turned red.
Should have took that armor, bro. We could. Somebody could. I know you can't use it. Somebody could use that.
I know.
Could have fixed that up,
Nikki over
There
here
was
going,
no
"Take
way
his
I could have
clothes."
stealthed that.
man. I was looking for that gif where Achilles kills Hector and Troy, but apparently that's too
Ooh.
graphic for GIF.
Yeah.
For Giphy.
They was like, nah, we ain't playing that. That's what I was seeing. That just straight through the collarbone, half spear, just into the lungs, struggling for breath. Yeah, that's how I saw it.
Did they
It feels very
fabricate
anime.
that? Yeah.
They fabricate what?
The sorry, middle of a sentence. Did they fabricate that whole like Achilles move thing just for that movie Troy? Like that's not in the Iliad. I don't
No,
think.
no. I think Achilles chased Troy for like 3 days around the city because Poseidon wasn't really out there. I think it was Poseidon that was supposed to be watching his back. Somebody lied to him and said his god was there too. He went out, his god wasn't there, so he ran from Achilles in the Iliad. It was wild. I remember reading it after watching Troy and just being ashamed of Hector. I was like, he was one of my favorites. Hector, Ajax. Ajax put in work. I don't know why I love that movie so much. When I was a kid, it was my 300 before 300 came out.
I mean, I gotta say, along the same lines, I love the 13th Warrior. It is
Okay.
objectively not a
Yeah.
good movie, but
Yes,
Yep.
I'm
No, that
with you
makes a lot
there,
of sense.
Colin. I'm right
Makes
there
a lot
with
of
you.
sense.
Excellent. You can figure out that language, that scene where he's like understanding
Yes.
the language. It's like my favorite part. I always crack up with that scene.
My mother.
Should I add
What
that
the
to my
shit?
list of movies to watch? 13th
Yeah.
You don't
Warrior?
have
Okay.
to.
yeah.
We're
You
gonna
don't have to.
We're gonna start having. We're gonna start adding it to our monthly. We're
I
gonna
would
switch
add-
off.
I would add that to possibly like bad good movies, like guilty pleasures for sure.
Yeah.
But you want him to watch good movies first? No, we have to get him to the bad good movies so he doesn't
Well-
know what quality is.
We'll have to bring back our arcane watch parties.
Yeah, 100%.
Uh-huh.
I'm surprised we're not. I mean, I guess we just had never did it for Critical Role, but I'm surprised we're not.
Okay, well, that's because it's like, well, do you have 5 hours this specific night to roll through it?
No, for the Legend of
Legend of
Vox.
Vox
TV show.
Machina.
Good. We
Oh,
really
yeah.
should be doing that.
Listen, I am not watching that
Yeah.
Kraken fight again. All right, that
Mm.
was 5.5 hours of just one fight.
I
Oh,
feel
the
like
Mighty
the
Nine
edits
is
that they're
getting depth
making
this year.
on season 2 are really good.
So far, for sure.
I don't think we would witness a 5-hour Kraken fight, considering what they did with the going into the fire plane. They're keeping things snappy.
Oh, and Lance Reddick as Thordak is so ridiculously good. Like, I
Oh.
adore Lance Reddick's work.
Yeah, it's lovely.
He's a main. I played Destiny 2 a bunch and have played Destiny for like
Oh,
7 years
yeah.
now, and he's one of the main characters.
So good.
So like, I hear him and his character so often.
Yeah, always great.
I've been having fun with it. Both my parents are watching it too, which I'm just like,
Nice.
good nerd points.
Good
It's a
job,
good
Nikki's
way
mom.
to, yeah, yeah. It's a good way to kind of know what's going on with Critical Role without
Mhm.
devoting
To a
a good
degree.
portion
Yeah.
of your light. Or yeah,
Yeah.
You get the gist.
yeah.
I'm a little worried that they're going to be pressured to shorten their seasons just because they're going to be coming out with Mighty Nine now. That's probably going to hit next year
Mm.
or
I
in
feel
2
like they
years.
might
That.
do this. I feel like they might do like first half of the year focus on Fox, and then the second half focus on Mighty Nine. Alternate between the two, so you have something coming
Yeah.
out pretty much the entire year
All
for
the
both
time.
of them.
Well, I mean, my thing is I'm worried they're going to be pressured to finish Bell's Hells because eventually they're going through the content so fast. They're already 80 episodes in on Vox Machina.
But if they, I mean, even if they finish up and start doing Bell's Hells, like okay, they're gonna run out of that
Yeah,
too.
that's what I'm. Yeah, that's
then
why I'm
what?
like I'm worried about like it catching up, like what they're gonna do because I really don't want them to start doing money grab nonsense. Or
Mhm.
we'll
Yeah.
see.
I feel like we still got to go through like the completion of the Briarwood and
Mhm.
Vecna, so that's a long way away.
They said, I think they mentioned 5 seasons is what they're aiming for Vox Machina.
Did they? Interesting.
That's what, yeah, I think Sam said that in an interview. One of the many like promo
I
things
can't
that they're
see
doing.
that.
Mhm.
Unless there's one season that
greenlit
has
5
like
seasons.
20
That's
some
their-
episodes.
That's their goal, is to do the whole Legend of Vox Machina story in 5 seasons.
Well, they've just been speeding it up, man. They're gonna cut stuff out.
Yeah. I mean, they already are kind of trimming things down, but I think I still like the story that they're telling, which is nice. It doesn't feel like they're altering it to the point where I'm like, no.
Yeah, I haven't caught 4, 5, and 6 yet, so I can't really opine on it. But
Same here.
yeah, like it felt rushed, but it wasn't like I can't catch what's happening rushed, so I can't enjoy the story. It just feels rushed. So I
Yeah.
remember the 400 hours that I spent enjoying it
Right.
the first time. I'm like,
Yeah,
what's this?
I mean, I would like to enjoyed Grog versus the Hammer. I would have liked to seen that fight.
Yeah. Grog was
Yeah.
incredibly entertaining.
Yeah. I don't know what it's like to watch it because I haven't watched all the episodes like as Critical Role as critters, but it feels like they're just highlighting moments right from the campaign, almost like episodically highlighting moments.
They are.
In
Yeah,
terms of the
for
way
sure.
It feels like it kind of jumps between episodes. I feel like
And
there's a
they're
lot
definitely
between those
smoothing it out,
episodes.
right? Because a lot of stuff happened just because of dice rolls and character decisions. But now
Mhm.
they're making it so we're like it's more like
Yeah.
shadowing. It was meant to be fate type stuff. Like,
Yeah.
but it's a good story. Like it streamlines. They did turn it into a real story as opposed to just reproducing their
Chaos.
chaos, which is good and bad, right? Because I fell in love with the chaos, but it's a good story. Like I'm not
Yeah.
hating on it.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
sorry
see
for the
what you're
long
saying,
wait.
though.
I had some daddy stuff I had to do.
No worries.
Yeah,
No
it's too bad
problems.
some of y'all missed the on-screen.
Oh yeah, I brought her
Debut.
in.
Can we just give a shout outs to you, Mal, for being
Oh,
able to
no need.
continue going through this? Like, come on.
Hey,
I didn't
man.
think you would be still DMing as much. at
Yeah,
all,
you find a
actually.
way. You push through. We'll see how it is when I start work next in another week. I'm just like,
God.
that's what it's gonna get real. It's gonna get because I've just been layering things on top of each other, right? Like being like, oh, it's like feels like it's like a tower. The tower just keeps shifting. The tough part is just getting the sleep deprivation. I'm starting to get it's weird. You start to get used to not sleeping. Like it's like, oh yeah, I really didn't need 4 hours of sleep. I can run on 2.5.
Your body
That's-
adjusts because
yeah,
it has to.
yeah, you're just forced to, right? So you're just like, hey, it is what it is. So I'm not mad at it. But you know what? Also, hopefully, the way I look at it is like she pushes me to like try to get more done. It's like, hey man, I'll sleep when I'm dead. I guess it's just like when we just try to do more than now. Pretty much how I feel. So
Is she sleeping a little more regularly now? I mean, I
She's starting to
hear this
sleep
is the time.
a little bit more. Like basically like you actually might get a full hour to 2 if it's good. But for the most part, she's still in that stage where they sleep an hour and then they're up screaming and crying, like, give me stuff now. And it's just, oh boy. But I just got her this little rocking thing, and that's been kind of helping. So when I get her, like after she's drunk on some milk and she's like gotten burped and stuff, kind of put her in there and let her chill, because instead of just constantly be holding her. That's the weird thing is just you're using so much energy when you're constantly holding something. It's almost like you're constantly holding an 11-pound whatever whatever it is, walking around. Everything you do, you're holding this child. So yeah, it gets crazy.
You can't get used to it because it just keep getting heavier.
And it just keeps getting
Like,
heavier. Yeah, it is crazy, man. And it keeps getting heavier and more demanding, and it's never ending. There is no light in this tunnel, but it's
Passively building muscle mass.
there
all
it is.
good.
There it is. It's all good, man. So yeah, I appreciate you all. So yeah, so I mean, okay, so took enough time there. So we're trying to jump back in and get back to where we were at. So party has kind of buffed Telmoon and Roxy's and sent them in to mend the spear in their old stomping grounds in the temple that was dedicated to Perforos. All right, so as we pick back up there, heading in, Roxy's flying, clutching Telmoon close to his chest. It's one thing to get to the forge with your small little owl buddy. It's another thing for you to get there with Telmoon unscathed. And what you immediately notice, Telmoon, is just the intense heat. Regardless of what Taroxys does, I need a Constitution saving throw from you.
This is natural. There's nothing magical about this.
Nothing magical about it.
Oh no, don't throw. Nope. Oh no. Okay, so lost Persis. That's great. We're gonna go ahead and go with Grog. Grog's gonna try this concept. Light work. That's 18.
Okay, that's a pass. You're fighting. You're like trying to acclimate your lungs to this. Embers flying and all this as he's moving through the halls. But one thing you know is that this heat is not going to stop. If anything, it's all about you being there. It's going to intensify. So you're going to keep taking these checks. And at some point, Taroxys might even get hot enough to where he starts needing to make them. And you can tell that they're bit like your constitution for it to just try to, can you work fast enough before you exhaust yourself enough in the structure? Trying to get to the forge, you know where it is, even though some of the walls have kind of slanted, but you, for the most part, should be able to get there. Can I get a survival check from Taroxys?
Very
Looking
bad
for
at
a
those.
16.
That's a 10.
Oh, so Taroxys, you're flying, you're going the right way. Like the room shudders again. Fire blasts out of one of the floors. Need a dex save from both of you.
Rolling hot with an 8.
Ooh, that's gonna fail.
Not much better. That's a 15.
Okay. Tomoon, you're gonna take half. Taroxy's gonna take full. I know Taroxy's is resistant. It's fire damage. Actually, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm also.
You're resistant as well. So you both will take. You pass. So it would have been 25, which would have been cut to what 12, which would have been cut to 6 if
for
you pass.
Telman. Yeah.
I'll take 12.
Take 12, and then you will take
Bludgeoning.
bludgeoning. The dex save was a 8, and was it a 15?
15.
15 is still a pass, so either 15 or 30 bludgeoning damage from the rocks and stuff.
So 15 more for me. Okay.
Yep.
21.
Good thing I'm so chunky now.
Yep. As this is all happening, you turn the hall, you find your way into the forge, that same forge where you forged the spear for Troy's character. What's his name? Zen, for Zen's character, and the same place you fought the Medusa that would later turn Apo into bronze. So there, but you can see some of the pillars have collapsed. There's no one in the room, but the forge is there. It is hot. What do you all do?
I activate giants. Well, not yet. We
Okay.
get to work.
To
We're
work.
gonna bust out the tools.
Yeah.
All right. So this working under these conditions, I'm going to treat this as a skill challenge where I need 3 successes before 3 fails.
That saves its go.
Between I'm only gonna there's only you all both can only make 1 check. You can decide who's making the check and the other person can help, but I need an athletics check, I need a dexterity based tool check, and at least one sleight of hand check. Outside of that, if there is checks that need to go beyond that, you can decide what they are as long as they make sense, and I say they're okay. So describe for me what you're doing and the check that you're making, and let's go for it.
Don't forget, you get advantage with dex
Yep.
and
Yeah.
strength.
So I'll take the 2 dex checks. You take the strength check.
If you want, I can.
There
try
has
the
been
sleight
no
of hand.
rest since the dragon showed up.
Well, I have advantage.
Well,
on
actually,
it,
no.
so
There's been an
Oh,
hour.
I
So
do too.
here's the thing. There's
Oh,
not
yeah.
been an 8 hour,
Yeah,
but
no,
there
no,
has been a short rest. So if anybody wants to take short rest, good.
We'll do that.
All right.
Um,
So
Yeah, no, I'll defer to you, bro. It's been a while. You take the sleight of hand.
well, if mine's only a +2, it's a +2. But if you've already got advantage, then I'm not going to worry about it.
Yeah, mine's a +8, but it's all good,
Yeah.
man. Like I trust in the die.
So with the athletics check is going to go first. Is just getting everything set up and on the table as quickly as possible, just moving
Yep.
and grooving.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's going to be with advantage 27.
Okay, 27. That will succeed as your first success goes through, as you're laying everything out, getting it set up. After that first success, you need a con save from both of you. Difficulty has gone up by 5.
Great.
That's all. It's increasing like heat, so the temperature's just going up.
Light work 17.
18.
You are good.
Oh wait, I'm a proficient in these. Wow, more. 22.
Okay, so you both are like holding strong. That first success is done. What do you do next? Kind of narrow.
Yeah, like I'm probably gonna slide a hand. I mean, I know we're using the heat of the lava, but I'm still sure
Yeah.
that we have to regulate the heat, getting some bellows working, trying to make sure that's the perfect tempo, trying to get the sleight of hand together. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that check now. That is a 24.
You succeed.
24, yeah.
2, no fails. They are working very proficiently together. They've been boosted. Like anything the
Step
party's
your
doing back
game
because
up.
they're waiting for, like, you all, I guess, are just floating outside of that hole in the side of the mountain, right? Another con save. This one at disadvantage.
Okay. Let's go, Grog and Percy.
I'm gonna use that inspiration.
23. I rolled a nat 20 and a 15.
That will pass.
That's gonna
Wild.
be a 18 total.
Okay. So Troxys will take his first level of exhaustion as like the heat is starting to like.
I'm immune to exhaustion,
Let's go.
Okay. I'm gonna say
but
not
I'll
this
take
exhaustion.
damage if it's.
I'll, you know what I'll do is I'll turn it into damage because while it makes sense to be immune to exhaustion, the heat would still start to get you. It would start to kind of.
You trying to give us disadvantage on skill checks, you evil? I see you. Right?
He's still gonna be
Alright.
resistant to this since it's just like heat, since it's just fire. Proxies will take half, so 12 points. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Jesus, my 16 points of fire damage. That is the half. It's 16 points.
Okay.
Should I take some of that too, or?
No, you passed. So
Okay.
he's just starting to like. That's from the con save fail. You guys need one more success here.
Um,
Pull this off here.
you want to do something to where we roll 2 at a time and just see what we can do? Or I guess we'll have to know. We have to
You
do
guys
things in
wanna
between,
try to-
so it's fine.
So I mean, if you instead of doing the help, you guys could decide on like together making the same check and this rolling, and whoever rolls highest takes the.
A sane check. Okay, because I mean, I did the sleight
You
of
did
hand.
the sleight of hand.
So
he
I was
did
gonna do the dexterity because we haven't done
Did
that one yet.
have you done the dexterity yet? So
Well, I
you
did the
gotta
sleight of
yeah.
hand, but I
The
haven't
sleight
done the
of hand, but you gotta do
dexterity,
the dexterity tools
save
check,
tool
right?
set. Yeah.
Yeah, so you need to do that.
So I was figuring like I'd be in there just like trying to get the rotation correct in between, getting the timing while he's swinging, getting the rotation, make sure we're shaping it properly. Like that's Tel Moon in there
Yeah,
getting
so
that done.
the Taroxys will help by timing the hammer blows well because Tilmoon's doing all the finesse and I'm just making sure we're
Rhythm.
keeping in time with the rhythm.
All right,
Is that still the dex, or you cool with that, or
I'm cool with that being the dex. But
Okay,
it's the,
you
it's
said
the,
you
it's
wanted
the,
us
it's
to
the, it's the
both-
tool. This is the tools check one, right?
This is
That
the
makes
tools
sense.
check, yeah,
Yeah,
that
that
was
makes
trying
sense
to-
because it's like the
So-
dex space, like tools check.
Yeah, you make the check and I'm just helping.
okay? Percy, step the fuck up. That's Grog who stepped up. 23. I don't know why. Clever didn't have faith in you.
23's highest.
23 is the highest I had.
Okay, that will fail.
Or can't. Oh, I didn't say it beforehand.
What are you? Yeah.
Nikki gave us Bardic. I was gonna ask if it was available,
If she gave it to you, then I'll allow you to use it. Then that will probably.
but I didn't.
You
like,
have
yeah.
a D10 that you can use until it works.
Okay, you want to use the bardic? It would have been
Oh.
there, so it doesn't make sense for not to give it to you. So
That would have been another 6. It's 29.
that will get you to the 25. That it
Okay.
works. Okay. What does it look like as you are all able to mend this? In like literally getting rid of the. In a weird way, they're mending. They almost like forming a new spear because there's no.
Yeah,
wooden
no, we
part.
said we tossed the
Yeah, there
wood.
never was a
We
wooden
dipped
part.
that in
Yeah.
the lava. We just
Yeah.
started making a pole. We're really just
Yeah, they're
trying to
like-
shove
we
the
just-
hammer, the head onto this new pole.
Anything you guys want to add to the fluff? But the spear is mended and comes out whole as you start to cool it.
Interesting. This is the second spear we've made together.
Yeah, this is the
I
second
know.
spear you guys are making spears like left and right here.
Softer inlaid like the new shaft is like a soft bronze with like hard inlays. Like there's a harder metal that's been worked in to wrap around the softer
We
metal.
have this technology of steel now.
This is true. So you could make it steel as well. And steel is all +1 now. Steel is a +1 non-magic weapon. This is a magic.
This is a magic weapon, but
So if
so
you
we
make
can-
it steel, then it'd be a +3.
yeah, like we can have steel with
+3
like.
weapon.
Oh, okay. Well, fuck. I was going to ask for that. I was just saying for the inlays, but yeah, we can.
Because I have literally made the rule that all weapons that are steel are +1. The weapon was already magical at +2, so it'd be a +3 weapon.
Bronze body, but it's held together by
By-
hard steel swirls.
Nice. Success there as they make another con save for the heat.
Hey, I can die happy now. Let's go. Let's go.
Ah. I'm going to use the inspiration again because I forgot that it's a thing that until it works. Because it's a 19 right now.
Go back. See what Baxeldon's got. Baxeldon.
A 29.
I forgot Baxodon died.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a 6.
Ooh.
No, that's an 11. That's an 11. I'm tripping,
Right.
but it's still not enough.
Stick with
Ooh.
Grog.
I wanted to mix it up,
So-
Mom. I needed love.
That's rough. A 40 hit fire damage to Telmoon.
40 is halved.
No, 40 is 20.
20.
And then Taroxy's passed. Taroxy's passed. So then he would have got even half of that, so 10.
10.
All right, so now are you guys done? Are you guys trying to
Arceus, you're
get
the
the fuck
fish.
out of here, or
There's one more thing.
There's
we're gonna
one more
grab.
thing.
okay?
Yeah.
What is it? Are you trying to
We're
do?
going to the statue of Perforos, and we're going to take the top half
Oh my god!
because we're going to build a figurehead for the hammerhead with the Perforos statue.
Can I
But we
just
just got to
say
get the
that
metal out.
Taroxy's does have
His
double
double the
his
lifting capacity, yeah.
carrying because of the ability, enhance ability.
All right.
Oh, and also for fluff, this spear is also the new spear is also collapsible like the old one.
Okay, so it's a class of spear. They run down the hall. They move in they can see the statue of purple slowly sinking into the magma. What do they do?
Taroxys is going to take the hammer of Perforos and just smash it across the middle to try and like separate the top half from what's sinking into the lava.
All right, yeah. Athletics strength based check, and I'm looking for a 22 to
28
do this. All right.
with
Smash it.
both hands.
Blows this thing, it slides, slams down there onto the concrete where you're able to grab it to take so it's the bust, basically, just like the shoulders and the head of Perforos. And as they pick it up, suddenly the entire place shudders one more time, and there's a huge explosion as the ceiling just comes collapsing, and from the outside you all are floating alongside the volcano, right? So up at the top is where the caldera is, like kind of the pool of magma. But from the entrance starts to collapse inward, but kind of roll like a mudslide of like rock just rolling down the mountain. And so as it does, it opens enough for you all in the ship to be able to peer like inside of the mountain and see this gaping hole that is just the structure that's left where they are. So you guys can see them through a bit of mist. They're kind of obscured, but you can see Telmoon, and even though I need a deck save from you both as the rock comes pouring in, you guys are both strong. Telmoon could like easily grab Telmoon and try to keep him from the damage, but
How far would you say we are from them if we can see them?
you can see them, so you're probably like you can still see them, but you're probably like 100 120 feet out.
Duly noted.
Yeah.
Taroxys, given the chance to see the roof, is just going to quickly pop off the hill rune and then cover body block Telmoon.
Okay. So
Still deck safe,
Still dex.
or do I not have to make it because he's body blocking from?
Oh, is that ability that you're using? Feet?
Hill rune is just it's a special action, so it doesn't take time. It's just you invoke the rune as a bonus action, gaining resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing for a minute.
Okay, so then you take the resistance of the bludgeoning. So with that, it'd be half. So still give me the dex save.
Yeah, and I'm gonna bonus action do my ancestral guidance at this point because it looks like
Okay.
it's about time to get the fuck out, which is Super Saiyan Dancy time.
It's an 18 for my dex.
That is a. Why are you on a different page? That is a 22 for my dex.
Okay, so it looks like I heard. What'd you get, Taroxy? Sound like you both passed.
18.
18. That's still a pass for this check. So you both pass. So you would take, and so if you're resistant further, you would take. It was 32. So 16 points. If that's cut in half, then 8. Right? I don't know.
16 bludgeoning, 16 fire.
Bludgeoning.
Okay, 16 for me then.
as this is happening, those on the ship can kind of see down into this area.
Bloodied.
And you guys can see them, but like I would say you're actually probably the vision should be obscured, it would be hard to see, but you kind of know where they are. Like maybe as the plume, the smoke wafts by, you can kind of make out Taroxys and Telmoon kind of looking up at the sky for a second, and then out of the same kind of magma that they just kind of we're going to treat this as the bust of Purpose that you have here. You hear this as something starts to claw its way out of the pool, and it's just this big two-headed fire Cerebus. Roll
And
initiative.
goes to Roxy?
And you guys
Oh
can-
no, we roll an initiative. Okay.
Thank God for the advantage. It's a 19.
Yeah. That's a 17 for Telma.
So 19 for Taroxys.
Yes.
And what for Telmoon?
17.
17.
I was hoping to go first, but let's do it.
And then Fitz.
You want from us on the ship too?
Yes, for the ship, because the folks on the ship can kind of see this thing coming out. You see this giant fire dog with two heads. You can see it there, kind of away
And
from
you
you at a
said they're
distance.
100 and what away?
150,
They're
he
floating
said.
like above about 100 feet up.
Are we
Um,
fighting or running?
We're fucking running. The ceiling's
You can
falling
run,
down.
yeah. You guys are welcome to run, but yeah.
I mean,
just
we
like-
can. You know what? I'm down. Like, don't get it twisted. But like, the ceiling's falling.
I was just confirming before. That's
Like,
what I was leaning to.
Yeah. We
17.
can. 'Cause I was.
the reason this is a running situation still because, like I said, you have the ship right there. There is
We
that.
could run at 4 miles an hour, you guys.
That's why I should have just went with my gut and cast haste on you last round, but I didn't want to do it and then lose it by accident and have you stunned.
Well, I can delay. Well, if we find out what its initiative is, I can delay till after your turn.
That's true.
All right, Fitz, what'd you get?
17.
17. Roxine, Telmoon was a
17.
17. Okay, so I accidentally put yours in Apple's area, so yes, I figured that was. And then Proxinos.
16.
All right, Sophia,
18.
Ursus,
14.
Moby,
22.
stuff on 22. Moby,
Who's driving?
The fish.
Our captain.
Got it. We got to get us a spell casting indentured servant.
I cannot. Okay.
That way we don't lose one of our casters every time we're in a sky battle.
All right. So Moby, you are up in this situation. Like I said, yeah, they're about, the ship was probably not that close when the blast went off, but was able to kind of like push in and to, see them. What do you want to do? So that's not as close.
I'm gonna-
It's like 100. Really, I'm just kind of like, you're a lot farther off than that.
Okay. How I'd like to direct the some of our newfound crewmates to fire upon the
Hell yeah.
using the ballista. I don't know if that would take my action to do that.
If you command them to
Just
fire the
gonna-
ballista, I'll allow you to use it as your bonus action.
Okay.
Did you roll for our competent interns?
Whoever made the to saying to use the ballista is going to roll for it. So Eddie, you want to roll for the ballista? It's
Sure.
it's in Legend
do you-
Keeper. I think it's.
Oh, they're just gonna move on Eddie's turn, or
yeah, we'll just use them on your turn if that's what you're doing. Keep it simple.
Yeah, they're your charges, Eddie.
Let's. Okay. How many we have? One.
You have
and
one
we,
ballista.
Can I also direct
We
them
have-
to
yeah.
Trebuchet?
So you can't do the one thing is only one person can command. So I'm not gonna allow you to have them shoot the both Mangonels
multiple
and the ballista, but you can call on one and still take your turn, right?
Is one better? Is the Mangonel better than the ballista?
The ballista takes, I think, more people to use.
The ballista only I think the Mangonel takes more people to lose.
The Mangonel takes.
It takes 5 actions.
Yes.
The ballista takes 3.
Yeah.
Mangonel does.
They're +6 weapon.
5d10. Ballista does
3d10.
3d10. And it's +6 to hit versus +5 to hit. So it's easier to hit with the ballista. The Mangonel does a little bit more damage.
Okay. So as I'm commanding, I'm gonna try to use my short bow to attack. Holy smokes! What did I just do?
It's gonna hit. I mean,
that's a 23.
Yep.
And that is 9 damage.
Takes 9.
That's all I'm going to do right now. And then direct. And how do I use my bonus action for the ballista?
So you use the bonus action to command them. So now you're going to roll for the ballista. You're going to roll a d20 and add 6.
Okay,
that's what you need to hit.
Add 6.
And the damage is going to be 3d10 if you hit. So the damage you just did was from you.
So yeah, the damage I did was from me.
So you fired a shot. Now you're telling them to shoot the ballista. Yep.
Yep. Unfortunately, that was a 1.
Oh,
they're still new.
So they're all like working on the ballista and they fire it, and it just full on it like misfires and they struggle to get another round in, like kind of like not a jam, but with the misfire like slams into the deck like it goes down. They try to lift it up, and so they can't use it next turn with the 1. They're trying to get it.
No, Jonas, pull back harder. Just yelling.
Oh, I can't wait for all the names to come out. Let's
go. Somebody better start writing some names down.
Jonas.
Name generator. Short for Jonas.
Does that end your turn?
Yeah, right.
Do you want movement?
Anything else from you?
That's and then what I'm doing is I'm kind of wrapping some rope around my waist, and that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Wrapping rope. Okay, I see what you're doing there. Wrapping some rope around your waist. This moves us to before. Oh shit! What just happened? Just lost my whole screen. Where'd you guys all go? Okay. 1 second here. Okay. Before we go to Roxy's, which would be next. Suddenly, this creature comes flying out of the lava, and it kind of flies up into the sky above the ship. And it's a giant manicore, but it is it will attack. It kind of like as it flies out, it prones the dog, and they kind of swirl like fly, like they don't seem like they're like on each other's side. And the two Cerebus kind of like nip at it, but then it flies up, getting free as the magma's dripping off of it, and then that kind of like red lava coming out of its mouth manicore fires its kind of tail spikes, seeing the ship, almost treating it like a beast, and will attack. But there's a chance that it attacks folks on the ship with.
Somebody dive in front of the ship, please. You're easier to heal than the ship is.
It will, and so it's not like it's like it almost like looks at the ship and it's almost like it looks like it's panicking as like, and as it sees the ship, it's like and like the tail whips and these spines just kind of fly off and slam into the ship. The ship takes
So our easy escape plan.
8 points of damage from the spikes to splinters, kind of slamming into it. They're like large spikes, flying out of this thing. As it does that, that's all it does. Throxys, you're up.
Okay. So with the mana core in the air, our original easy escape plan in Troxy's mind is if we're going to leave, we've got to leave carefree. So Troxys is going to run up to the Cerberus and just bring out the hammer and start making sure it stays down.
Okay.
So that first strike is going to be a 27 to hit.
That's going to hit.
And then 17 bludgeoning. I don't know how it's fire damage. Is it completely immune or just resistant?
It is immune.
Okay, then we won't even count the fire damage. Just 17 bludgeoning on that one.
All right.
The second swing is a 31 to hit.
It's going to hit.
With another 12 bludgeoning.
Okay.
Third strike. It's a 25 to hit. With another 12 bludgeoning damage.
So one of the heads is just taking a walloping.
It's just bashing it. And then for our bonus action, we're going to go ahead and hit second wind to regain 1d10 plus 14 HP.
Okay.
Which will be 4 plus 14, 18 AC, 18 HP back.
Okay.
And that's the turn.
All right. And so basically the turn now, when you all will continue to make your con save for the heat, but that will not happen until the end of the turn, like every 6 seconds. So just know when the last person goes, which would be Ursus, after the Cerebus is the last thing to strike. Then Telmoon and Troxys will make another con save. And anyone else who's down there in the midst of this will make them. Everyone on the ship is fine on the heat for now, so you just need to get them out of there. Sophia, you're up.
All right. Sophia is going to maintain kind of focus on the two that are down in the cavern. But as she's just watching that unfold, she's going to tap her crook onto the ship, casting bless on everyone on it. So myself, Fitz, Moby, Proxino, and our captain. So you all get a D4 added to attacks and saves.
Nice.
Third level bless, go get it.
Yeah, and Sophia's just gonna say someone needs to take care of that thing, as she just focusing down on the two that are fighting a Cerberus. And can I judge how far away we are from them?
About 120 feet still. Yeah, about 100.
All right. When they get within 90, can I know?
Okay. Yeah.
That's all she's gonna do.
All right. So moving at this point from Sophia to Fitz, and then Telmoon, and then Proxinos, and then Persis.
Cover your ears. I'm gonna cast Shatter of his level at the mana core.
Shatter.
Yeah, I need a con save 17.
Yep. That is a 16.
Oh, that's a fail.
Plus, well, hold on.
Oh, damn it.
It might still fail, not as high as your, but con save. Oh no, that's gonna pass at us 24.
Lame. I haven't done this in a while. Okay, he still takes half damage.
Half damage. All right. How much are we looking at?
Total of 36. So 18.
6 points damage.
No, because he would take 18 because he passed
18.
the save.
Got it. Yep. Thank you. And none of that's fire. Okay.
It is
Oh,
thunder.
thunder. Okay, they'll take all of that. That thunder streaks out, hits it. Anything else from Fitz?
I will. Who did you say is next in initiative?
Telmoon.
Oh, who's next in initiative? Who's more like 60 feet from me?
Proxinos.
I'm going to give Bardic Inspiration to Proxinos. The D10 until it succeeds. I know you can't see or anything, but shit's getting kind of weird out here, so hopefully this helps. Finger gun.
Thank you.
The end.
All right. So Fitz does that, giving that to Proxinos. It's Telmoon's turn. Back on the ground, back in the midst of everything.
All right.
It's still down.
Yeah, okay. I activated my Ancestral Guardian last round. So I already have that stuff. AC's back up to 23. I'm gonna run up and stab it twice because it looks like we're fighting.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like you guys are. Somebody could be maneuvering to get you guys can bring the ship closer. You guys can try to get them out of there. There's a number of things you guys can try to do.
Okay, so that's a 14 plus.
I mean, Taroxys has wings.
That's a 24 and a crit.
That's okay. Then that's
so the 24 hits.
That's gonna hit. Yeah, they're not. These aren't super strong creatures. They're just creatures that are here.
Okay, so the regular one is only 7 damage, but crit. Golly, why'd you roll 2 2s? The crit is 15 damage, so that's 22 total.
Jeez. Okay. Yep,
then he's going to.
No, that's fire, right? Long as it's fire, then.
No, that's all piercing.
Piercing, yep.
And then it's all magical piercing. Then he's going to back up. No opportunity attacks for multiple reasons. He's going to back up and he's going to ask for an intelligence saving throw. And who has D6s? Physical.
I have physical.
How many?
It rolled an 11, so
that's not enough. Yeah. Friends, I need 10 volunteers. Indentured servants, anybody. I need 10.
I'm holding 7.
God damn it, Nick. If you don't share. Okay, fine. Nikki, you get the other 3. Go. Or so Troy's got some too? No. Share. Guys, share. Roll 10.
You can tell that the heads, the thing is, it looks really hurt, and the heads are like reeling back, and they look like they're about to breathe fire. This has been a day of fire. You guys had Thraxes hours ago, and it's just been things breathing.
I stab it.
Who's rolling what? How many?
Can y'all figure
We're
out?
We're all dice goblin here, dude.
Okay, 5 for
people.
5 for Nikki, 2 for Troy, 3 for Nick.
Okay.
It's not that difficult.
Y'all can't just be friends and talk to each other. Gosh, thank you for helping me because I'm not rolling.
We're doing your job.
Yes, you are. Thank you.
That's 7 for me.
7 plus. Troy.
Give me a second, damn it. 11.
18 plus.
I think he said 11.
Yeah. So 7 plus 11
You're
is
rolling.
18.
You're rolling too.
What about you, Nikki? for your
I
5.
said eight. I said 18.
Oh, 18 for you
Okay.
too? 36.
Oh,
Yeah. I was adding as we math guy. Math's my job. 36. 36 points of damage, and it's incapacitated, so no breath weapon.
All right. It is going to die. That's
Well,
gonna kill
then it is forever incapacitated.
it.
Never breath weapon.
As it collapses over, stabbing it through the throat as one of the heads explodes from trying to breathe the fire, and the body like starts to slink back into the magma and kind of harden like rock.
My 7th level spell.
All right, so that tell moment for their tell moon. If you're done, then Proximus. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have just moved to Taroxys
Yep,
if
so
it like
moving.
killed.
Yeah.
If it died, or no, I would have moved to the statue because I know that's where Taroxy's
Yeah.
going next.
All right.
Proxenos looks over to Fitz, giving that inspiration there. He nods his head. I think we got this. And he puts on the helmet of Penthos, and he is going to invoke his circle form. As we see these misty shadows surround him, and actually parts of his body seem to disappear in and out. We don't see the eyes or the abyss that there is, just the helmet and the red cape, as he points his finger, and with blessing of Iroas, he's going to compel duel the Manticore.
Okay.
You face me.
Roar! It kind of like roars, and then kind of slams down on the deck of the ship, wings flapping for a second, almost like it can't kind of get the air as some of the meteors or the pieces of rock or like flames are coming down from the mountain. You said a wisdom save?
Yeah.
Next one. Oh, that's not going to do it. That's a 5. I know even with the add the modifier, that's going to fail.
The
So it's
DC was an
compelled.
18.
Yep. The compelled duel as it kind of looks at you, can't break contact from Proxinos, and starts to kind of move in.
And Proximus will move in as well, trying to make sure that the other soldiers don't get in harm's way of this.
So he's moving towards it to fight. Yep. The other soldiers behind him. Go back your shield.
And hopefully not damage the ship in the process.
No, not damaging the ship in the process at this point. So you're in contact with the creature.
Love how you decided to keep it from running away.
What's that?
It
I know. Yeah, you mean Nick? How Nick kept it from running away?
Yeah, it's impossible for it to run away now.
Yeah.
yeah.
It probably would have ran away. It was like a scared creature. Like Nick's like locking it into combat here.
It's fine. He just saw his brother die. He's gotta punch a Manicore. Go in there.
Is that it for you,
the-
Because otherwise, person.
Yeah. That's it for me.
We are a positive influence.
I don't know what weapon he's using since
Totally.
he gave us the wooden stick.
Yeah. He just has his hand out with the shield. He doesn't have a weapon at the moment.
Jeez. All right. Who is Persis? You are up
Okay.
now.
The Manicore is perched on the ship?
Yes, it has landed on the ship now.
Okay.
Due to the compelled duel.
Okay. Well, we're going to stick with a classic because I'm concentrating, hoping that Telmoon doesn't die. And we're going to Eldritch Blast
Okay.
against this, this thing. Which let's see, that's a 27,
Gonna
a
hit.
14.
You can add a D4, potentially changing it.
Oh yeah. Let's do that. Okay, an 18, I think is gonna hit. And one more. Yeah, and a 24. Those are all hits?
All hits.
Okay. Let's get some damage there. That one is cocked. Okay. That is 35 force damage.
Take all of it.
Yeah.
Big
As
snarl moves.
those projectiles lance out at it. And yeah, this is it looking pretty okay still?
Still looking pretty okay.
Yeah.
You don't hit it with that machine gun.
Almost. I'm gonna see how this goes. Going to quicken real quickly, and I need an intelligence save as pain tries to spike through its brain.
It's got a 17. It might have a minus to intelligence. Let's see. Yeah, -1. So 16 was the
16. I don't think is going to do it. Let me double check I need to know these things. Yeah, it needs to be an 18.
Okay,
so
big Tuscan like whips its head back and forth.
Yeah, so it's going to take 11 psychic damage,
Okay.
and next saving throw subtract a d4.
Okay, next saving throw direct. Okay, got it. Persis, is that if that ends your turn?
Persis is also. Oh, I don't know about this. Yes, sure. She's going to actually move up closer and like yell at this thing because she also knows that the ship is getting damaged. So like, try to get it to attack us instead.
Okay.
Just like menacingly growling at it.
Okay. It seems to be completely focused on Proxinos at this moment and not the ship, just him. Were you gonna say something, Telmo or Jason?
I don't mean to add complications, but is someone flying the ship?
So what we're gonna say is that the ship can't be maneuvered as long if Persis is not in the helm. It could be on autopilot and just
It can
float.
hover.
It can
Okay.
hover. It just can't like move.
Just
around.
making sure we're not going to drop the ship into a mountain right now. We're double checking.
Spelljammer actually doesn't talk about it in the book, but I rule it that way. It makes sense because otherwise,
So we don't need a caster slave. I mean, indentured
This
servant.
is why at some point it's going to be beneficial. You guys have to put the ship down and get off of it.
Great
from time to
career
time.
opportunity.
You cannot spend the entire campaign on the ship. But yes, for now, yes, she can just keep it.
Yeah. Just making sure it's not going to crash.
Okay, so would have been the Cerebrus can't do anything. Round 2, top of the round, Moby, and then the Man of Core.
Let's take our
con
con
saves from Telmoon. These have gone up to what were they last time? Were they 25? Yes,
If they were 25 last time, then there was no way I could have saved.
Yes, you guys need nat 20s on these.
No.
Or he might be able to save.
Unless you could be 30. Yeah, he might be able to at least be 30.
Can you beat a 30?
Because they keep going, they're going up. They're like 30.
Theoretically, but I only rolled an 18.
Okay. You're not taking bludgeoning, it's just fire, so you are resistant to it. So
that's a dirty 20. Not a nat 20.
So if you're resistant, 8d8s every time.
Or fuck, it's a 25, but that's still sly. I don't know why I keep thinking it's a dex save.
So it's I rolled a 30, so it's 15 fire damage for both
15,
of you.
67, 72.
And
Okay.
But actually, so how many times have you failed, Telmoon?
How many times have I failed the con
Failed the
saves?
con save, yeah.
I was good on the con saves.
This is your first time. So
my first time failing, so that's an exhaustion level.
So Taroxy's got 15 points of fire damage. You got a level of exhaustion. Because remember
And the
that's
15?
Not the 15. I'll just give you the exhaustion.
Okay, now I gotta do math backwards.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So just get 15 back.
57.
That's all you get back. Yeah. Because you're getting exhausted from each fail. He's just taking.
Okay, that's just a disadvantage.
Moby, you are up. Oh yeah. I mean, someone cast down. Someone needs to use a turn to try to cast something down, but he has the flight. So yeah, because he's got the big. So it's pretty much got to be Taroxy's bringing that thing up by himself. Sounds like. Yeah, Moby's up. And you're right here, Moby, your little guy.
Yeah. And so the other two are down there. Can I?
And then the ballista is over here. This is the ballista.
Yeah.
And then there's a mangonel over there, but it's right there, which wouldn't be useful in this moment.
Yeah.
There's guys on the ship. Yeah.
I'm just trying to think if it makes sense to me to glide down there, wrapped on the rope to grab one of you two. At least.
You have 100 feet of rope to glide down to us? That's probably dangerous, but if you got it, then come get us, Moby. Come get me. You gonna carry me out?
Yeah, I mean, let's do this. I'm.
Go.
How far can you glide?
But
Are you dash? Are you trying to go down there? Because if you go down there and try to grab him, then you're using your action. So then, yeah, your next turn will climb. You're trying to use the rope because you can only glide down, right? You can't fly back up. But then Taroxys has wings.
Oh, true.
But then Taroxys also has this big ass statue of Purpros that you got to try to take, right?
Taroxys has Giant's Might in his pocket too.
Okay. Got it to make it bigger. So you still sticking? You sticking with this, Moby? You're down to the.
I mean, would it change anything because I have my rope attached? Because I can glide to them and then.
I think on a ship you got 120. I think you got more than that. You got enough rope to get there. I'm not gonna say you don't.
Okay.
I'm gonna say you're using your bonus action to tie it to you. You're gliding down. You're not gonna be able to bring anybody back on this turn, is what I'm thinking. But you can get down there easy.
I see.
Right? Is that okay?
Okay.
Right.
Yep.
But what I'm we can get back up
you
there in one turn.
Yeah.
Oh, in one turn.
Can Taroxys carry me and the
If I delay
statue?
my turn until after, so you can haste me, and then I activate Giant's Might, then we can for sure. Because I also have the carry weight increase from Proxenos' blessing. So like I think it's doable.
Let's do it.
And with haste, I'm running 120 feet on a dash.
All right. So Moby shows up down there.
Yeah. Still down there. So. Hey,
Back up.
I'm here to help.
The compelled to fight with Proxenos, the Manticore will strike out with its claw. Oops. For 29.
That'll hit.
28. 16 points of piercing damage. Of slashing damage on the claw. Then it will go for the bite. Bite was only a 13. I don't think that gets you. And
that
then
misses.
It slams down with that like spiked tail to try to hit you for a 28. And that one's gonna be.
There goes your temp hit points.
Another 16 points of piercing damage this time, and I need a con save from you.
Oh,
Okay.
that different.
I don't know. I don't think a 14 will do it.
That will not. Can you roll a d4 for me?
You get a D4 for the save as well.
Oh,
Wait, you're right.
yeah. Then that might. What did you get?
Plus your Bardic
14.
Inspo.
14?
That's actually wait. Yeah, so 14 plus 3, 17, and then I'll use the D10 for the inspiration.
Okay, then you're gonna pass then. So you'll still take the damage. You just don't take the chance of rolling a d4 to find out what it does to you, what it might do. So you're good on that.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for next turn.
Good. The Manticore is done. Taroxys is up. Down.
Can I delay my turn until after Tillman's?
Yeah, you can like hold it. You just kind of like hold it for him, and so what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do when What are you waiting for him to do?
He's waiting for me to cast haste on him.
Okay.
And then we're gonna dash.
And then we're getting out of Dodge.
Okay.
And we're grabbing Moby back on the way as he jumps off the ship. We're like, no, Moby, back on the
Yeah,
ship.
I know. What are you doing, Moby? I'm just trying to help. I'm sorry.
Sophia is up, then.
I can, as a reaction, if Nick used his inspiration and it succeeded, then I can use unfailing inspiration and give, I think that's the name of it. As a reaction, I can bounce inspiration to someone else. So, infectious inspiration. So I'm going to take his success and bounce fresh inspiration to Sophia.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So that's just channeling that.
How far away is Sophia from the Manticore?
Sophia is.
I mean, y'all both on the ship, man.
So like, yeah, maybe 50, 40, 50 feet.
Okay, I want to get within 30 feet of the Manticore
Okay. Yep.
and yell over to Lady Fitz. Can you do that one more time? I don't think he quite heard it, and I'm going to hold my action to activate my channel divinity when she does it.
What's your prayer? You got one?
Oh, this one just needs to die. I'm
Good
going
one for
to
me.
do. I'm doing the path to the grave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Twice in one day. Let's go.
Is that a save? Or
Oh, it's
No,
not yet. He's holding his turn
he's holding
until.
it. Got it.
right
So
before
then we
Nick.
are moving from Sophia and then to Fitz.
Okay, he's letting it go now.
Okay, so then
Are you trying to do it at the same time? Like a combo?
more or
move?
less. A like veil, like just shrouds the Manticore, and you see a perfect spot for your spell to go in and do max damage.
Nice.
Okay.
So now Fitz.
And I see it, and I'm like, oh, I got it, and I'm gonna blow in my little piccolo shatter. And that is a con save of 17.
Save. Con save. I think it's gonna fail. I know the con was pretty good. That was a +7, so yeah, 14.
Okay, so he fails. Nice.
Double
It
the
takes-
damage.
It was 24, so I'll double that.
ODA,
48.
48.
go get him.
So, what
Yeah.
kind of damage is it? What does it look like, Fitz? Because he's not dead, but this is a devastating attack.
So, Sophia kind of opened. What did you do? Was it some sort of whirlwind or
So-
something?
No,
Right.
it's literally like a veil. Like you would go to a funeral, one of those.
Mm-hmm.
It just shrouded over him, and then a small opening in the front where its weakest point would be revealed
Okay.
itself to you.
Fabulous. So I honed in on that, and it's thunder damage. So, like, made a really, really discordant sound with the piccolo that she carries,
Mhm.
and it just zeroed in like a shock wave.
So it's kind of blast for a moment. It goes out. A shockwave goes through the Manticore, and it seems kind of like, almost like for a second, like it's going to keel over and fall off the ship and into the lava, and it kind of catches itself, like, and looks at, and you can tell there's a look in its eyes of, if you look at an animal that wants to flee, doesn't want to do this anymore, but stays there, kind of locked on. Because wait, compel duel,
I was
can
actually.
it be broken? Can it be broken when someone attacks you, or no?
Nope.
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 Yeah.
Proxenos is an asshole.
So yeah,
Proxenos-
it's looking shook, but it's staying there, trying to stay in the fight.
Does
That's-
compel duel not break when it takes damage from something
That's what
else?
I thought. I was wondering, but I don't.
Does it?
This compel.
If you
sure.
attack any other creature, or if a creature friendly to you damages the target, you're right.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
You're right. Okay. Yeah, so it's
Okay.
broken. So it can
Yeah,
flee.
so it's broken. So it's
It can flee.
It's not held
its
hostage
turn.
anymore.
Well, it makes sense. It doesn't have its turn till the top of the round. So You can tell it's shook and wants to get away. It's like starting to flap its wings and try to lift up off the ship, but that's all where it's at. We've gone through Fitz, we're at Telmoon, I believe. And then Telmoon, and then you're triggering Taroxys. So
Yep. Telmoon just goes ahead and makes some whirlwinds around Taroxy's feet. Get a little Hermes action. Time to go. I don't know if there's a Hermes translation in Theros. Is there?
I don't know.
All right, whatever. We get some wing boots. Let's get out of here.
All right. Okay. Okay. So how's this working? Tell me what you are, because Taroxys is the one flying, right? Or you're doing the. What are you doing?
Taroxys is flying and carrying everything.
And, yeah. So but did he already do giant? Did he already giant smite? Did he already get big?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
But I can.
Okay. So then on his turn he would get big then, because he's next. Because is anybody before Taroxys? Taroxys held his turn. Is that what happened?
Mm. Until after Telmoon's.
Got it. So now Taroxys is picking everything up. So what I will need is you are carrying two people and the bust of Perthros. You're a large figure, but it's also a big, heavy rock, and you're trying to fly with it. I think there's some challenge there. So I want a athletics check from you, Taroxys, for I'm gonna roll a d4. It's gonna be a 20 DC.
25.
All right. 25.
So Telmoon piggybacks. Taroxys grabs the statue in one hand and then swoops up and grabs Moby on the way. Good effort. And just rockets 120 feet up to the ship.
Rapier out, lead the way.
You all slam down the ship, make it. Is that in Taroxys' turn? Otherwise,
if I can, I'm gonna action surge.
Okay, then you can. Because you can. Well, with the flight, you move. Well, you would have actually dashed with the flight, so you wouldn't have got the action surge. But this creature is. Here's what I'll give it to you. Because if we go through another round of this, because you are the last, the creature is either going to fly away or die. So I'll allow you to take your action surge here.
All right. Taroxys just wanted to slam into it, like in one fluid motion. He shakes off everyone onto the deck and just keeps missiling into the Manticore.
Nice. Go ahead, give me your attacks.
The attack isn't going to be fantastic.
Moby just hangs on for no reason.
Of course, it's a 15.
That one will miss.
I never hit with the horns. It's a rule.
Yeah, it's like, the horns never really connect.
That's okay. I just locked up with it. Let it go.
That's right. It's great because now you're in there. Moby finishes.
Yeah, that's Damn it. Moby, you are next, so you could be. Was that it? Actually, was that because you got like 3 attacks, right, Taroxys?
I was about to say, yeah, I actually do. I'm dumb.
Because you get an action surge, right? So you're doing 3 attacks.
Did my turn get skipped?
Did I skip you? I think I did. I'm sorry. I did because Telmoon went because there's all the back and forth between two.
Sorry, we let Proxy over here work this shit out.
Perseus and Proxinos would go before Moby. So yeah, really, it was Taroxys is going out of order because he's flying up there. So he's okay. So actually, I probably shouldn't have gave him the action surge. So I'll give you 1 attack, Taroxys. If it's still alive, I'll go back. That's all my fault. So it really should be Proxinos and then Perseus. And then if he's still alive, I would give Taroxys his other 2 attacks. So Proxinos, you're up.
Okay. So Proxinos does have a weapon. It is the wooden sword that he still carries around.
Will Shillelagh's weapon that he used to use back in the day.
Yeah.
Yo, Telmoon is probably carrying the spear if you want to just walk up and grab that instead.
Can he see it?
Yeah.
You piece of trash. Telmoon's not even going to give you
Telmoon could give it.
Never mind. Nah, fuck that. If he can't come and ask for it, this blind fuck.
He can't see.
He's charging it with the sword. Telmoon's just sitting there with the spear out like, where are you?
Oh my gosh.
We're here.
As he's
Oh my god.
as he doesn't see Tom.
So he's sticking with this. Yeah, he's sticking with this the wood sword, or is Telmo giving him the? I'll go with the fluff if Telmo was gonna like give him the sword, the spear.
I was planning on handing it to him, but if he's blindly charging, I'm not gonna like trip him up and give him the I'm gonna throw the spear.
Yeah,
He
let
doesn't
him.
need
Yeah,
it
let
through
him. Let him go with
again.
it. Go with him. Go with the wood sword. It makes more sense.
And
Please tell me you're casting Shillelagh and you're not just hitting it with the wooden sword.
yeah, Shillelagh.
Okay.
23 to hit.
It's gonna hit.
$13 slashing.
Okay. Takes it.
Another 23 to
Still
hit.
alive. Another hit. Swinging with that sword again.
8.
Takes it. Still alive though.
That's all I got.
So you see this blind like are you attacking at disadvantage as well? But probably should for the future, right? You probably need to be attacking at disadvantage. I'll keep it the way it is. No point to go back.
One of those would have missed if it was.
Yeah. Because he's still blind, so he could be standing in front of something, know where it is, but he's still like wildly swinging. So this leads us to Persis.
Oh, is this a mercy kill or cruel to kill this animal? Well, this is obviously a like monstrous thing. This is not just an animal, right?
Can you clean it killer than Taroxy's will? Because if so, it's a mercy kill.
Yeah.
The bronze bully way, let nothing that seems evil leave.
Yeah.
Now I think I made it clear last episode that everything that you've been killing at this point came from Perforos. Created it. These are all his monsters. These are his lair monsters, right? And are you just killing Perforos? Do Perforos' creations just deserve or is that the bronze bully way? Would Perforos kill these creatures the same way, right?
I mean,
By being like, I don't know what the
to
answer
be
is.
inferior at this point. I feel, we're all about that.
These aren't world-ending titans. These are just creatures trying to escape.
He tried to fire breath me. Okay, he deserved to die.
To Taroxy's, they're all tests of strength. So, like, to kill it is in service to Perforos because it's another challenge.
However
to
you
overcome.
see it.
Yeah.
There we go.
And these things are hazards. So let's go with some Eldritch Blasts.
All right.
One of those is a natural 1. But there's a 24 or above that. We still have Bless, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so 2 of those.
I never dropped that shit for some weird reason.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's 18 force damage.
Nice. Ooh, a couple of those could have done it. That first one wouldn't have missed. That's a lot of damage. Boom! Tears one of the wings, gets all ragged as it almost falls, kind of stepping back towards the edge of the ship, trying to lift off like a gargoyle, like barely holding on, barely disconnected, can't seem to catch flight. Still alive.
I think Taroxy is going to get his chance.
Yeah.
The horns don't do a lot of damage, but I'll try.
So you already tried the horns, right? So whatever you tried that already stands, right? So you got 2 more actions, right? Or
2 more attacks.
Where did you got? Yeah.
About a 21.
Gonna hit.
So that's a 7 plus a D8 for Giant's Might.
Still immune to fire?
This is horns, so it's fine.
Oh, this is horns. You're sticking with him, huh?
Yeah, because the way I'm seeing is
he's just trying to push him off the ship.
Cannonball. So that's gonna be 12 bludgeoning on that one.
Okay.
And then 1 more strike with him for a 26 to hit.
It's gonna hit. Oh, she's just pushing him. It's like staggering back.
and then 9 damage.
9.
Did it do it?
This thing has held on. Camera pans over to Moby.
Moby! It's your time to shine, man.
So Moby, you can either do it yourself, or you can call out for them to try to fire that ballista that they've like relocked
Earn
and
them
loaded.
horns. Earn them horns. Yeah, either way.
Yeah,
It's up to
I
yeah,
would
you do
love to
you.
I would love to direct the crew to like solidify my my job duties here. So
Is it wrong for me to think that you'd probably be like climbing the
yeah,
the mast,
I'm like my
like
legs.
yelling
Yeah,
out?
I'm climbing to like do a final yell here, and I yell at the. So let's see. So
That's +6 to hit.
Open fire.
+6 to hit.
These 3 guys over here,
Come
arming.
on.
Did you bless the
That's,
guards while you were at it?
No, but I was gonna ask. I bless Moby.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Well,
nine-
it counts for
19.
Moby because Moby's roll.
What's
19.
that? 19?
19.
That will hit. It's gonna
No
hit.
such thing as
So
overkill
3d10
with the bullies.
damage. So one huge bolt flies off as Taroxy's is pushing the thing over the edge.
19.
What does the death of it look like, Moby,
Oh
as
my
it
God.
gets skewered and goes over? Is there anything you want to add to it as it goes overboard, about to descend into the lava?
It just if you can just picture like the very front part of the I don't know what you call it, the arrow. It's just it goes right straight through it, and then kind of opens up as it's leaving its backside and helps take it over the ship into the
Yeah.
lava.
Ooh,
Like,
didn't know
like-
we had hollow points.
Kind of crumples over, splashes down.
Yeah.
Begins
If
to, like,
or head are
boom
both
up.
equally acceptable.
Burn. The bust
try.
of Perforos is on the ship. And there you all are, kind of like floating over what used to be as the rest of your temple begins to kind of collapse. So it's kind of bittersweet, awesome moment as you kind of like are also helping by killing each of these monsters. You are in some way keeping those monsters who are especially also in a frantic state from marauding or killing any of the people of Akros. But at the same time, the temple that you once called home base is slowly collapsing in to the mountain. I'll turn it over to you all just for the last moments of kind of where they're all at, what they're feeling, anything you want to add as characters.
Fitz, get this monkey an official bronze bully badge. He's taken down his first monster with the bullies.
Okay. I rummage and I find one and I kind of frisbee it to you.
Oh, okay. I put it on and I
Straight to the nipple, huh?
put it right twist some hair over it so it's nice and tight in place, and
Yeah, braid it in place.
and I just I kind of nod, and then I kind of salute the crew that's at the ballista, and thanks everyone. I'm glad to be able to help.
Welcome to the crew.
I think Telma
Thank
would
you.
quietly, deferentially kiss the rapier and then turn around and join the festivities, welcoming the new crew members. Give a little hurrah for the new interns. They did something. They did something positive. Good job, interns.
Welcome to the Bronze Bullies.
Nice. Anyone else that? Otherwise, if there's nothing else that you maybe, go ahead.
How much time did we have before that whole fight went down while we were just kind of ho-humming it on the ship?
You always went a couple hours to Odunos, 3 hours. It's been like 5 hours, 5 hours of this full day, and then you hovered around, and then when they made while you were at the go ahead.
We would have had just I could have done an action or so while they were fighting before we could see and all of that, I could have sent a message.
You could have, yes, but did you? Is what I'll ask. Because because it sounds like you're trying to maybe retcon something.
I don't know if it may. I mean, it doesn't have to happen then. It just seems silly for her to like tuck away in a corner now to do it. I don't think it would affect anything.
Oh yeah. I think I know where you're going. She would have, yes, and that probably would have happened. Tell me what, if we were to go back, what was the message she was sending?
She's gonna send a message to Kai.
Yeah.
She's gonna say, Kai.
Is this a message spell?
It's a sending spell.
Sending it.
Because it doesn't have a limit then, right? Because the sending doesn't have the range limit. Okay.
Or if it speaks Synchronic, right?
If they're familiar with me, it doesn't matter. They will understand what I say.
So that's interesting because you don't know how familiar, even though you've been talking to
I know. I'm just testing. I figured
the spell will go off. No issues there. I do want.
See what happens.
I want an animal handling check.
Oh man, this is a hell of a Colette call.
Because you're talking to a creature.
This is wild.
That you don't know Draconic, that is an infant, that is just being born, and saying hello to it. It's a tough ask to see if you can really connect with it for it to even understand. Now, dragons are smart.
Persistent.
Yeah, she's persistent. It's worth trying.
Okay. Kai, I don't know if you remember me, but I saved you and I told you stories. Do you want to be friends? Meet Melitus? Love you.
Does sending give you a chance for the thing to respond?
Exactly 25 words, and they do get to respond.
They do. In like
if they choose.
If they choose.
If they choose.
As long as it has at least one intelligence.
Oh.
Okay.
I can double check the fine print.
All right, what was your chat?
The creature hears the message in its mind, recognizes you as the sender if it knows you, and can answer in like manner immediately. The spell enables creatures with intelligence scores of at least 1 to understand the meaning of your message.
Okay. With at least 1.
That's everybody. Don't worry. They're dead.
Yeah, I was going to say.
They're brain dead if they have a 0.
Even the dumbest creatures have a 1.
So it's not, so it's not whether the message is going to get there. The animal handling check is to see if Kai is willing to understand and connect with what's happening as it's being, after it's been born first.
It's been some time.
It's some time.
It's
so
been like
yeah,
a day.
It's been some time. So just give me.
Maybe it's like a baby deer where they just know things instantly.
Yeah. The animal handling is going to make me decide what the response is.
Oh God. Okay.
You don't need to know instantly because we don't know instantly Theraxes is his daddy. Real high.
Super high, right?
17?
Does the response need to come
17? Yeah.
17? Okay. Does the response need to come instantly on the spell?
It says it can answer in a like manner immediately.
Okay.
But since, depending on what you want to do, I'm
going to choose this narratively. That this is going to happen now, meaning that you wouldn't have gone into the battle with that manticore with this response.
Okay.
I'm going to just choose to treat it that way. Before I share that response, is the party just heading now to Time Drinker, or?
Yeah, that's the last step here.
No
time to lose.
Unless you're trying to take your mom with us.
Oh my God, is she on the
ship? Is he Dawson around here?
We didn't ask about that.
No, okay.
Probably before the message, just after congratulating the crew, just looking over in Telmoon and Troxy jail location. By the way, how did the spear turn out?
Oh yeah, the spear is
it's over.
Interesting.
Interesting. He's waiting for a reply. If
don't point it at
honestly,
your face.
would you have picked it back up? Because Telmoon tried to hand it to you when you ran by it. Telmoon probably would just let go, but like, fuck it, fine, later.
So the spear has been upgraded since it's been connected. It is now a +3 magical weapon made of steel. With the tip is steel, wrapped in steel. It delivers 2 extra D8 radiant damage in addition to its normal spear damage. And then once per 24 hours, it can be used to be hurled and cast the lightning bolt spell. That's all the same stuff.
Damn!
Except for the D8 went up 1 and the magic went up 1.
It's also +3 to spell attacks.
Not to spell attacks. It's a +3 melee weapon, and then it can be that lightning bolt weapon. When you use it as a lightning bolt, it just whatever your spell casting plus bonus is, because it's gonna be a save. It's gonna be lightning bolt, so it's gonna be
it's a save. Yeah,
it's a save. Yeah, when you throw it that way, it's
Yeah,
almost like
but
you
like-
throw it and it just turns into a lightning
yeah.
bolt.
I was wondering if it made his DC higher for the lightning
Yeah.
bolt, but no. Okay,
Okay.
it's over there. Tellman points. Ah,
You can't see.
Tellman grunts
Yeah.
over and goes and gets it. Is it collapsed to like a way that's not like stabby? Does the point collapse?
Imagine it collapses in like a walking stick. Like, is that like
we made it to where it's safety so that the head collapses in?
y'all tell
No,
me?
it's still pointy. You can still
Oh, it's
dagger
still
with
pointy.
it.
It just made
So-
short.
So it
It's
goes
just
from
half.
it
It's
goes
pretty
from like
much
a
what
normal
Medios
spear
was
to a
fighting with.
short.
He was fighting with half a spear and a
Yeah.
sword. So now it's half a
Wait.
spear, and then it goes to full spear.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll give you
Okay.
half a spear and be like, stick the bad guys with the pointy end.
The pointy
Sophia's-
end is the sharp
This-
side.
You still can't see which side's sharp.
Differentially hard. I mean, he'll feel which side's sharp. It'll be fine.
Feeling and seeing
Yeah,
are two different things.
Ah, I see. He pricks himself a bit. Yes. Fine work. Thank you.
How can you tell?
Differentially hardened.
Sophia's just gonna walk over to Telmoon and ask him a question real quick. Master Telmoon,
Ooh.
do you by chance have a symbol of your god that you're willing to part with for a time being?
Interesting. Yeah, Tellman would definitely have his personal symbol of Perforos. I don't know how to really describe it, but so Troy actually knows what it looks like. I don't know
Yeah.
if everybody else would look what it looks like. How would you describe it? Is it
Perforos?
Yeah.
Probably. Well, what is
like
it? Is it just like
it's the thing, like it's the little curve, it's the actual Perforos' symbol. Is it supposed
I
to be a
would
hammer?
describe-
What's it supposed to be?
I would describe it as a mountain in the background with the hammer in the forefront.
Yeah, I guess that could be that makes sense of what it's trying to be. Yeah. But yeah, he has a little bronze sculpture, or like a little bronze casting of that.
He just puts her hand out. May I?
I'll get this back.
I promise it. I'll
Hand
tell
it
you
over.
this much. When we make port and have time being, I have a gift for you. And Teroxy's if he wishes.
Are you like your brother? And we pull out our have Fitz pull out the action figures, which I'm sure she has somewhere deep in a bag of holding.
No.
The full
No.
the full set.
Not like that.
I am not skilled with my hands, but this gift is going to be
Ooh.
something better. Something that will make you both never forget who you serve and that he's always around.
I look forward to it.
And she bows.
I'm supposed to call you. Call me master. It's confusing.
As she walks off, Tarxie just kind of leans down to tell Moon. She does know it's hard to forget that I was, like, made by Perforos, right? I won't be forgetting that I exist anytime soon.
Yeah, I
But I
also have
appreciate the check-in.
amnesia. So, like, I only remember the Perforos time, but I mean, she's sweet.
Yeah, totally fine. Just making sure.
Glad you're still working, buddy.
Me too.
And so, somewhere not far away, in a dark, cavernous place, there is a kind of faint glow emanating as we see the time drinker kind of kind of perched on a rock in this dark cavern, his eyes kind of glowing a bright blue, and he seems to be speaking to the heavens or speaking into the Nyx as he says, "They are on their way. What? Since you have answered, what is the message that you have for me to give them?" And then from across the room, as kind of like the camera pans over, there is around the room, as kind of back up there, all these broken statues of different gods, and in the corner that he's peering into, the dragon is looking at his pale form. There's a large statue of Afara's head, and the head begins to kind of like move and speak, and just says, "I have much to tell you to share with them, as I am the god of civilizations, then it is for me to step into, it is my purpose, or it is my charge to step in the place of Perforos for those. Their captain, the one at the helm right now, is special. I chose her when I was young, and so her time is now." And at that moment, we just have a shot of Perforos running the helm, and that pushing on that gem on her forehead. And somewhere, when Fitz is on the ship, waiting for that response, she hears the sound of a creature, the sounds of something reptilian talking back. But what she can tell is that the creature is in distress. It seems scared. And we will end there. Good game.
We got questions.
Where the shit's the Phoenix at,
Yeah.
my man?
How old is this fish man? How old is this fish
Right.
lady?
Come, Colin, spill.
He was
Young,
selected when Ifara was
young,
young?
right?
Golly.
Hmm?
She said she said she chose you when she was young.
She chose you when she chose Afara when
I was
Afara
young.
was young.
She, that's not
That
what she
was
said.
she was young. Yeah.
I'm right there with Troy.
I
That's
did
not
not
what she-
hear that. I heard it reversed.
I heard it reversed.
That's the way I
was
meant
fucking
it.
young. I was like,
Now that I see it against the gray background, I do believe it is supposed to be his helmet. Roxy's.
Yeah, I think so.
What are
But
we looking at?
The
the
symbol
actual
is
symbol,
the symbol of Perforos. I believe it is his helmet.
it's an abstraction
weird
/
because like
constellation.
it looks so much like Iroas.
It does look a lot like
Does.
Iroas's.
It kills me.
What are we looking at?
It's in both the
Discord.
chat and in Discord. It's in both.
Oh,
The actual symbol from the book.
Yeah.
Fitz is
oh,
killing me with this like tofu thing. I'm like John Cena.
Oh no, Iroas's looks much different. Hold on, I'm gonna throw that one in Discord too. For comparison's sake.
So where the hell?
I
are we
can tell
going?
you. So if you guys want to know what an episode looks like, that was completely out of left field. That was tonight's entire episode.
I was not expecting.
None of that was planned. That was
Yeah.
Just had some stuff to wrap up.
yeah.
Let's go deep into
Yeah.
the place where the DM is like, you're aware that you could fully die
Yeah,
very
like, it
fast.
just
Totally
so
die
ignorant.
here.
And they're like, yup.
I mean, really, when it came down to it, how lost Telmoon was when he was in the fight. He didn't even fight. I don't know if y'all. He let the thing set him on fire and didn't put it out. Like Telmoon at first wasn't going to kill any of these things, but then his buddy Taraxis restarted.
Was like,
Told him that we carry on the. We pulled that flash. We are the flash. You're new for THEROS.
But it's like we could escape, but I was like, at the same time, I don't want to leave anything. Once again, I was worried
I
about the
just
ship.
love
I was
Josh
like,
looks
anything
me
that
in
can
the eye in the video and says, I just want to confirm, are we fighting or running? And I'm like, I'm casting haste on you. He's like, cool, let's kill it. Like, all right, fighting it is. I didn't know haste meant kill it, but
I didn't know what the Cerberus is capable of, and I was like, if we get up to the ship, if it fires up at the ship, we're gonna have to come back down and kill it anyway. I was like, we just need to put this thing down now before we leave. That way
I
we
should have
remove all
known.
doubt.
I should have known when you confirmed that it was we're with me. But yeah, so I have a level of exhaustion and not at because I was gonna be down to 19 hit points if I took that. So I was like, I'll take the level of exhaustion instead of damage. Thank you.
And to confirm, Fitz, the creature doesn't feel like it sounds like it's being hurt, but it sounds like it's scared. Like it doesn't seem to really like it's not content and comfortable in its being.
No.
So that's something to for her to have to figure out or try to. So more sendings can be done. You can try again. I don't know if she can try to reach out to. I know it's gonna be tough to directly contact Nylea the way she used to. So there also is a chance of just.
I'm living that
I-
meme where it's like, that's my boy.
Yeah.
And then it falls and it's like, Father, help. And I'm like, oh no, my boy. That's me right now.
Yep.
All right.
Oh man.
So,
Yeah.
so the answer, we're still going to Melitus, right? Like Fitz hasn't told
We're
us
gonna look
anything
for
like,
it.
hey, we
I-
need to go
You
to
know she is gonna tell you, but I don't know. We'll see how that next episode.
I feel like
would Fitz tell them immediately? Like,
I mean, probably. She loves
Yeah.
that stupid dragon.
yeah. It's gonna be like,
But
yeah,
we'll
it's up to-
see. We'll see how long we want to deliberate what we're gonna do there. Maybe the white
Is
dragon
one on
will
the way
have
to
some
the other,
insight.
maybe?
if it helps you, you're gonna talk to you're gonna talk to Time Drinker. You're gonna get some information there, but you can start
Yeah.
to think about: is it Melitus or do we go to try
Maybe
to
it's
find
on the way.
Do we just say
Scullaveil?
fuck this civilization and go save this
You
baby
could
dragon that
always
may
do
eat
that.
us?
You
Or-
could always- the
I mean,
Flame
Honestly-
Speaker told you that, whereas like if you let
One
everybody
bite,
die, you just let everybody die.
one smoke blow, I'm stabbing the shit out of this baby. Just letting you know.
I'll make it like a really nice branded little muzzle,
Yeah, okay.
And right? And we'll
Yep.
we'll train it.
We'll harness it. We'll do whatever you need. Keep
That's
that
what
thing on a leash.
Yeah, it'll be my best friend.
This is going to quickly turn into Game of Thrones.
Good night, Eddie.
But wouldn't it be
Eddie,
great?
Appreciate you,
Yeah,
brother.
yeah,
Good
yeah.
looks. Good seeing you.
Love y'all.
Super
Love you
happy to
next
have you
time.
back, man.
That will be back in the flow. Eddie back in the role play flow. I
Yeah,
love
man,
it.
good moment there at the end
That
too.
was
I'm
great.
glad Moby got the shot off.
Got his shot. Took his shot.
Yep.
Thanks,
I'm
y'all.
gonna
We'll see
follow.
you.
Night. I'm gonna follow behind him.
Sure, man.
It's
I
1
understand.
a.m. Love you
Yeah,
No,
guys.
I
thank
know
you for
it's-
being one with me with the new background. Nobody else wanted to do it.
Yeah.
But appreciate you. Thank
we
you,
will be
Nikki.
playing. We'll be back on. Hopefully, we'll be back on OBS our next game in 2 weeks with the fancy setup and fancy. Hopefully, my sound and stuff will be good.
So my boy Josh still has his camera flipped. So
Oh yeah.
Well, I flipped
it is
the
the
image
Celiobus.
so
Okay.
that it would. I worked
What
it
I'm
out.
thinking is we put in the new setup. What I'd like us all do is just instead of having a bunch of Bronze Bullies logos, Fitz had Nikki put it on the overlay, and then we just have like the nebula, like the same nebula behind everyone, so it just looks like space or the stars or the same unified image.
Sweet,
Yeah.
sweet,
And
yeah.
then if you want like a lead-in screen that's like stream
Yeah.
starting soon, then
We'll
we
have
could
a little
do
bronze
that
bullies.
logo for it
Are
or
you saying
something.
you're taking my bully away from me? This is a one-time thing.
You can enjoy
Well,
it. For
it'll
as
be
long as you want.
automatically applied to the new one.
Well, because think about it, it looks cool, but if there's 8 of those are kind of distracting unless they unify, right? So if it's on the main thing, then I think that looks cool.
Alrighty,
Need it.
everyone stay safe.
There's 6 Power
Malcolm,
Ranger coins. Everybody
super
have their
happy for
individuals.
you, but good
Take
luck.
care.
Thank you. Thank you, brother.
Uh,
I'll see you in the next game. So they're
Yeah.
always still 2 weeks from
Yeah,
now.
2 weeks.
You guys, you're on the calendar, so let me know if some changes. I'll let you guys know.
What is
Me
2
too.
weeks from now?
It's 2
It's-
weeks from now.
It's not the 11th. It's the week after.
February
18th?
Okay,
18th.
good, because the
Or
11th is a
19th, yeah.
huge. The 11th is a huge. Oh, that means
Yeah,
I'm
the
gonna
11th
skip, I'm gonna skip the 4th though.
Because the 11th is the weekend of Super Bowl. That's like
Yeah, I don't care about that though.
yeah.
Oh, I mean, I have a,
Well,
I
I
have a
gotta
fight
see
night. I have a
Rihanna
fight
at
night that
halftime.
night. Yeah. So
Yeah.
also I'll watch the Super Bowl, but that's not gonna stop me from playing. But the
Yeah.
4th is the return of John Jones. I'm not gonna. I gotta.
Okay.
I'm gonna be drunk as hell. We
Old
tearing
Drunk will
that. It's gonna
swerve
be
at it
wild.
again.
If you ever
Oh,
guys want to
Drunk will
move something
swerve.
for each other, you guys.
Nah,
can always
don't move
do
it. Nah, y'all good. Y'all good. Tell Moon probably needs a little bit of a staycation on the ship or something. Make him fly. Make him fly the ship. It's fine. You
No,
got it.
fuck that.
Tell Moon to fly
Good
this
night.
bad boy. Yeah. Good night.
yeah.
Right.
That would be chaotic.
I'm-
What's got you so
Tell Moon
scared?
fl- It's tell me. Listen,
We got a
Sophie has
battering
been a
ram
part
on
of
this
this
thing.
party
It's
for
fine.
like a
That's
hot
built-in
second.
protection. There's a
I'd like
battering
to
ram
say
in
that
front of
we-
this ship.
That we had.
Yeah, I'm curious how that's gonna
We
fucking
defaulted to
work out.
Fitz for driving
Yeah.
the ship after Persis.
Oh yeah, if you default to Tell Moon, you're gonna figure out what that battering ram does real quick. Guarantee Tell Moon driving the ship.
How much does that statue head weigh?
Man, that shit's got to be heavy.
Yeah, I was like, even with all the bless, like
Don't
he
we
had
have,
his
like, a
strength
max limit?
quadrupled, but like I was like,
It's still like yeah,
that's
but
still
it's
like
it's
you said
mythic.
the upper half.
This is why I say it's the game that decides. So like in a game like this, I'm gonna say it's okay. If it's a regular fantasy like medieval, and you're like, I don't care if you're like a Goliath or you're gonna be like, I'm gonna be like, nah, I don't think you're gonna be able to do that.
If you just let him pick him up,
Because this is
I
like the
was
world
going
of
to-
Samsons, right? This is the
Yeah.
world of people, Hercules and shit, people doing this kind of stuff. So
like if you didn't let him fly us back, I was going to vortex warp him carrying the statue back onto the ship and just die. Like I was that statue was getting on that ship.
I know
So
you
I'm
would.
glad you
Hey
allowed
man,
it to happen.
there's plenty of time for that, for you to die
I
that
was
way.
gonna be like, good no.
You know what I
that
love
moment.
is at the end there where Troxy's went up to tell Moon was like, she knows I was created. No, I fucking don't.
No.
That was the first time Sophia and Troxy's ever were in the same
Oh yeah.
moment.
Yeah.
I don't know shit about that guy.
There's so many wild things. Tell Moon considers you your brother. Like that's why if it was a new
Definitely
relationship, like it translated, or else he wouldn't have given you that. Like
Yeah.
you get your brother's passes. You are New Zen.
Definitely not. The
You-
gift I'm
you
going to
feel-
give you is literally a spell.
You're New Zen. It's fine.
Oh, man.
Well,
No,
gotta
because
find
New
out,
Zen would be
too.
like, yo, can I try that new spear out? It looks really cool.
Heck yeah. We'll just put blind Taroxys on Zen. It'll be fine.
Any
Like
Blade Runner
Proxinos?
fans here?
Proxinos?
Which one?
Proxinos, yeah. Proxinos.
Oh, I like both of them. I like of course, the original is a classic, but the free, the free league game is, I've been kind of reading through it. It's like really cool. It's very very character driven, and it's all like a similar Pathfinder where there's a lot of forced downtime. So you're like a detective, but like you have downtime and you have to spend it in a certain way, or you take stress. It's very much just like a noir. It's like, it's cool because it feels very much like you're gonna get into gunfights, you're gonna get into like chases and car chases, stuff like that, but you really don't want to, because
But
like
you are human
you're-
detectives in this game.
you're human or replicant.
So you can choose to be
LAP.
replicant.
You can choose to be replicant. You can choose to be a replicant LAPD or human LAPD.
Either way, you're LAPD.
Either way, you're LAPD though. That's what-
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And every module, the GM can make up a case, but they're all going to be they're all going to be, so like the first case just came out, which is called Electric Dreams. They're going to be episodic, kind of like Alien,
That's
leading up
dope.
to a final case. But the cases can be played out of order, except for the final case has to be played last.
Yeah.
And the cases come like with like a, they really like are kind of like investigative. Like you get all like the newspaper clippings, all the handouts, all the pictures of the scene that you investigate, all the clues and stuff like that. It's really cool.
That's dope. I might want to drink and spectate. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see what the game looks like. If it looks like, oh yeah, like that sounds dope. Like Bautista, that's like Bautista low key. Like I ain't never seen Bautista act before.
Oh, Batista's good.
Bautista, he
Batista's
had that
good.
little resignation of being
Yeah.
like finally caught, but still fought for
Dude.
the end. I was like,
Do you not,
yo.
Troy? Because when people say which one do you like, that often means that like you don't like Blade Runner 2049. Did you like the
It
new one?
wasn't bad. It's just like visually, it's just too much for me.
Really? Oh my
Yeah.
God, I love
Like I wanted it to be dulled down a little bit.
Okay.
I
felt
like the grittiness of like the original.
That's weird because I felt like this one had less color in its palette than the original. It felt more muted and like grayed and like dark. It almost felt like James Cameron directed it. Like there's a fog everywhere.
I can see where you're getting that. Yeah, for
you
sure.
know, like when you come in on LA, you can't see anything, right? Like but I can see that. I mean, it's a newer movie, so
Like,
it's bigger.
The what's her name? Her character, the AI.
Joy.
Yeah. Like anytime Joy showed up, it was just like, okay. And I like the way they filmed that. That was a cool way of filming it. But like my eyes started to like just go, all right, just focus and deal with it. Let's go. Because it's just shifting
The
constantly.
shifting and the glitchy. Oh, I see what you're
Yeah.
saying. That was
I was like,
yeah.
okay, stop, please.
I
Just
get
settle.
you. Yeah, so yeah, man, I've been definitely going down the.
So we looking like an October game for something like that or something like
I'm
that.
thinking so. I would like to. I would think if I ever. I'm hoping that Renee runs that, so I don't want to impose on if he runs because he's been preparing to run that as well. So hopefully, if he runs it, I'll play it. Because I'd like to see what Blade Runner's like as a character. But I think if I run it, also like to. I would like to run it live. I would like to run it like in a room with people.
That'd be dope.
Like with like a really dim light setting. Have like one of those nights where I think it's one of those perfect nights to have kind of like that kind of dystopian cyberpunk night where you have like the like whiskey and like low light. The book even tells you to play the game that way. It says if you play VTT, it tells you like how to play it to set the mood. If you play it in person, it tells you how to play it, what kind of music to play. It's very much an atmosphere-based game.
Yeah, man. I'll pick up a cigarillo for the game.
Yeah.
I can't do that full cigar nonsense.
Oh no, I won't be doing no cigar and playing a role-playing game. That is
my husband's double same time, dipping the whiskey.
So,
we ain't here. We said we ain't here. We ain't here.
So we'll do that.
Let us know.
Yeah. It's so many games to try now.
Yeah, but for sure, 100%, man. Let us know if you need a break because it's going to be wild. If you're going back to work next week, like hit us up and let us know whether the 20.
I tried to plan the year out and space things out in a way where I also tried to take a lot of time to plan. Like I've planned a lot. I mean, even though you guys always throw me for a loop, but try to plan as far ahead as possible in terms of the concepts and the ideas of where the stories could go. So right now I'm good, but I'll always let y'all know if I need I think the break, even just the break between where we stopped with Elliot helped, me kind of just clear my head.
Good.
Yeah.
And restructure and get things together. So I think I'm good right now, but yeah, I'll let you know. And you would know too, because I probably will if I can tell sometimes if my game is off, I'm like, I need to stop because I'm losing my focus. But I think I'm good right now.
Yeah, or even if we do like a shorter break and you have to take like an hour break to go figure out what's good with your daughter, put her back to sleep, come back.
Yeah.
Whatever you need, man.
Probably gonna, if
we can always take an intermission.
Okay, long as you guys are good with that. Like this, I felt like today was a long game, but I wanted to make sure you guys hadn't played in a while. But it was also really good role play and really good to see everybody kind of like gelling and figuring things out.
What the hell are we going?
Yeah, because the whole point of Time Drinker, that was it's so funny. Like the most obvious choice is never the choice that you all take. Because Time Drinker was literally your NPC to go get all the information you needed about Melitus and everywhere else. They're like, nah, fuck that dragon. Let's just go talk to everybody else but that dragon.
Well, we were planning to go there later. We just
I know. But all the questions you were asking, he could have answered, right? Because he's the Oracle, right? So I imagine
man,
so there
was
certain
shit.
But
all he talked about is what we can see with our damn eyes, man. He ain't saying shit.
And you explicitly told us also, we don't know if we can trust him.
This is true. Well, because I imagine no one trusts a dragon, right? Like no one.
I do,
especially one that's white.
Well, Fitz.
We've never seen a white dragon. We never even heard of a white dragon.
And I imagine he was because he's basically Kratos because he's covered in the ashes of the first eruption.
Oh, that's awesome.
All right, you do know
Yeah.
I expect you to like at some point just in this dragon's voice go, boy.
Right. Oh man, yeah, that's literally yeah. So it's pretty cool. It's interesting. Yeah, because basically, in the last game, Thraxes was spouting about trying to make a pantheon of dragons, and so we'll see how he tries. I don't know.
Our own chroma conclave, if you will.
Which I have never. Which is interesting about when I watch Critical Role
That
stuff.
was funny.
I don't even know. I didn't know who the Chroma Conclave was until I watched the animated series a day before I ran that episode. So when Troy was playing, he was like, "Oh, so is this the Chroma Conclave?" I was like, "Listen, man, I didn't steal that shit. I didn't even know who that was about."
I didn't even mean it like that. I was just like, okay,
it's funny how
we're
like
fighting fucking
there's no new
dragons.
ideas under the sun, right?
It's a
And
natural
like,
Yeah.
progression from Tiamat, right? Like,
yes,
like
it's
Tiamat
like,
has her 5 like little dragon leaders anyway. Not dragons, but the dragon masks.
yeah.
Mm.
And I do think that with Thraxes, I think Thraxes wants to be a god himself first, but like he wouldn't mind having some
You have
subservient.
no idea how scary close you are
Yeah.
to a certain Magic the Gathering character.
See, yeah, I'm sure. I mean, what's funny about like even 5th edition, like most of the things that I like write, like I'll be like playing with, and then I go read, like I'll open the Theros book, and I'll be like, it's really crazy how just this whole thing works. There's like weird how you'll like plan something, and then you open the book and it confirms everything, and you're like, oh shit, did I read this in the past, or did I make that up and it just like aligned perfectly? Because with Theros, so many things have just aligned like with the actual lore that even when I thought I was changing things, and I'd be like, oh, Archons kind of did do that. That works, It's really interesting. So, yeah.
No, like if you get a chance, and then it's not saying you like I know how busy you are. Thraxes is sounding a lot like Nicobolus.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I need to read.
Because Nicobolus at some point becomes a pharaoh god.
Interesting. Okay,
Like
I'll read up
just
on it.
straight up. Like I want to be.
I'll need some inspiration because I've been wanting to. Because there's also planning.
Nicobolus,
I've been trying to figure out how he's going to go about it and what he's planning to do, and so I'm like, okay.
Dick.
It all happened because I knew that Thraxes would try to come back, and I was like, well, if Thraxes comes back, and if he's touched by the Eye of Doom, and because like remember how Phoenix was acting like, oh, like he saw this great vision, he kind of understood. I'm like, well, what if Thraxes had his own? What if this thing gives people that moment, right? Of like they had this epiphany, and so his epiphany is like, because he's the dragon that wants everything, right? Like he's insatiable. So I would think that his next step would be like, yeah, why can't I be a god? And then when they came out with that, I don't want to lie, when WotC came out with that, their red dragon, I tried for so long not to buy that dragon. I'm coming. And then I was like, yeah, I gotta go. I was like, I get this dragon is so good, but I was like, this isn't my Thraxes dragon. But I was like, but this is Thraxes becoming. This is Thraxes ascending, to the next level.
Thanks,
yeah.
Wazzy.
I have to say, Mal, last few episodes coming in here have
Uh-huh.
been very strong hitters.
I'm telling you, man, Proxy needs some couch time. He needs to like just vent.
Thank you for picking up Proxenos, because damn well I would have been fighting to not pick him up. So thank you for bringing him on the ship in the cold open.
I know we role plays, but I know because that's one thing like where we're not like Critical Role. I don't expect we're probably not gonna do 3 hours of just shooting the shit as our characters think. The story's gonna advance, right? You guys don't necessarily have 3 years, 4 years. You can
let us shop.
as long as you guys are enjoying it. Like, I mean, this episode was about to be that episode until you guys were like, yeah, I just want to go into a burning volcano and forge a weapon while we're in there. I'm like, what?
I mean, that's Josh.
So it was gonna be. I think this was gonna be a 3 hour episode because I think there was a chance for a couple encounters in Odunos, and I was like, I don't like this. Doesn't seem appropriate. I don't want to like have anything happen here, right? So I was like, I think this is gonna be the episode with like no encounter.
Just throwing.
And then Josh was like, no, we go into the volcano. I'm like, yeah, there's got to be something that happens.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. I was like, yo, are there any zombies or anything over here?
There's plenty of shit in there. Like it was just, and also I didn't hear any cues of like, we want to go searching, we want to go into the city. So it felt very much like I want to get in and get out. So that put me in a place where like, I'm not going to just spring something on you unless you're searching for it, which that's what it was.
Tomoon didn't want to be there. Tomoon thought it was a waste of time.
Yeah. The only encounter was with Fitz.
I'm gonna jump off because now I'm on daddy duty, so that means now I've got
Yeah,
to my 4-hour shift.
Understandable.
This is gonna be my shift till about 3 or 4 in the morning,
Woo.
and then maybe I might get a little bit earlier relief from wife. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah,
Good luck.
Well,
if-
thank you
if I-
for a great game.
yeah, anytime, guys. If you guys want to stick around and chat, I'll just log off and hand it over to one of you. But yeah, great game. Good seeing you all. Love y'all. See y'all soon. All right.
Take care, man.
Later.
Why would you even bring this here? Why would you even let that be seen? Keep that away. We don't need none
Because
of that.
that's legitimately where